these clothes from their older brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
The long 2-foot long collars going
There's
down.
a reason this is rolled up.
His
Like,
side ponytail is something to behold, though.
Oh yeah. Rival
Nice.
seems to just be a modern day millennial.
Rival is a hipster of the 2020s, but he is a 1980s gentleman.
It's
The
my
19
logic, guys. I
1980
can't stop it. Okay, I'm really
1980
sorry.
okay,
gentlemen.
okay, guys. As a hipster, I take offense to that.
Rival, can you send Midge your hat, please?
No,
Don't worry, I
Damn
do
it,
have
sure.
one.
Yeah, of course he does. So that's Rival.
Rival is his character. There's something under
Okay.
that.
hello,
Okay.
Anto.
All right.
I'll turn my camera on now, I guess.
Yeah.
Please ignore the Pikachu that just crawled across camera view. Just ignore it. It didn't happen.
What the actual fuck?
That's Alex.
Did you crawl out of a YMCA?
So Mikey's the leather guy. Mikey's the guy that wears leather in the YMCA. He's the leather guy.
He's the
in Village
motorcycle
People.
cop. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's the motorcycle.
I'm a
Motorcycle dude.
motorcycle cop. I'm also wearing
Yeah.
a band T-shirt that I found in one of my drawers that kind of doesn't fit me anymore.
See,
Or he's a 1988 roadie who's trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. Listen, I'm either a cop or I'm a rocker. There's no middle ground here. It's the
That
80s, man.
moustache is the most perfect thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
That made my
I
day.
love it.
Yeah.
That is great. That is great.
It took
So-
a lot of product to get it to actually look like this because my
Yeah,
hair is
and then-
super fucking wiry.
Yeah.
And Utari is a 1990s stoner kid or an average 1980s kid.
Yes, average 1980s kid. Definitely.
Yeah, average 1980s kid.
I have the
that
Guns
just-
N' Roses jumper, but I use it at work. It's that old. It's genuinely that old. It's bad now, ripped up and stuff like that at the shoulder where I
okay.
do the scaffolding. So I couldn't wear it. Like it wouldn't work.
Right. Ooh, hold on. Somebody just ring the doorbell. I'll be right back to reveal.
No,
myself.
get your butt back here!
I'm sorry. I have to get it. My dad can't get up from the couch.
Oh. Fair.
Oh, that's his excuse every freeing time.
The hilarious thing is he now has to go to the door dressed as whatever he's dressed as.
Yeah, he does. That's the best part of it.
That is
Honestly, I made these
No
glasses
doubt
yesterday
get
in work.
arrested.
Honestly, these glasses came in yesterday from like work, and I made them yesterday evening, and I was so glad to actually have them because I didn't have a pair of glasses otherwise. So
I thought you said
now
you
I have
had
these.
aviators.
I do, but they're really shitty and broken.
Right.
Also, these
So-
technically aren't aviators; they're technically a different brand, but I won't show the name because Midge doesn't like that.
If you want me to show a brand that I don't know or don't trust, pay me.
Well, this is like actually, I'll tell you what brand it is in Discord.
I've got the most American of meals for this: mac and cheese,
Boy, send it.
which I'm gonna put in bread and make mac and cheese sandwiches.
Oh,
That is a rival move.
Rival knows then. Rival knows the glory.
he understands.
Also, that goes into sandwiches is spaghetti bolognese and chili con carne.
No, the best thing
Oh.
to do with mac and cheese, if you've got leftover cold, heat it up a little bit and then put it in bread like that, and then put it in a toasty maker and have mac and cheese toasted parcels.
Okay, I'm back. The timing's been a little bit lost, but my dad can't pick up the mail, so I had to get the mail. So.
Okay.
Come on,
hold
Roach.
on. Yeah. Oh,
I want to see
I
your
forgot.
outfit. Oh yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
the
I'm just
unveiling.
gonna- Yeah.
God's sake.
Oh my god!
Yeah. My
Okay.
name's Rod. I drive a 1975 Ford panel van.
So
I sell bootleg 8-track tapes out the back of it, and nobody told me that disco died.
So
Or that Vietnam ended.
So Roach is the guy who drives the school bus, yes? We're making this canon now, right?
No, I think he's the creepy guy. Not the creepy guy. I think he's just the weird guy.
No, he's a
that's
creepy guy.
Oh,
He's
so
totally the
creepy.
creepy guy.
Creepy
creepy.
and weird guy that hangs out at the Motel 8 but never actually
And
buys
this is
a
coming
room.
from the conspiracy theorist.
Oh,
You know what?
the local
Invented
diner,
everything.
the only arcade machine.
Yeah, and also to answer your question, yes, the van does have a bead curtain.
You're gonna make Midge choke on his mac and cheese.
You know what? I don't want to be here. I'll see you
I
guys.
will pay you to keep going. Make him choke.
Okay. I think out of all of us, who probably put the most effort in the costumes, it's got to be between me and Mikey because we actually physically changed our appearance to do this. We shaved things. to make
I
this
actually
number.
put product in my hair for a change. Like, it's ridiculous.
I waxed my mustache to get it to actually go down.
That's like a daytime thing for you, just waxing your
It
mustache.
naturally wants to curve like this, so I finally got it down like that. But yeah, also, it's incredibly hard to read.
Mikey, you look like
my
Dr.
notes.
Robotnik.
Oh, fuck.
Oh!
Yes!
Yeah. By the way, this vest, this is a vest, was in a
Really?
closet. Was in a closet. No idea. I think it's just been here. Because we didn't pack this when we moved here.
It's
So
not roaches
it's
or
just-
daddy roaches.
It's neither of ours, and it's not only a vest, it's a vest with like faux fur inlining and is like padded. Like this fucking thing.
That sounds cozy.
That really does sound cozy.
It's
Roach
not.
is shaggy
I am.
pre-weed.
No, I think this is Shaggy
Shaggy's
after.
dad. This is Shaggy's
Oh,
dad.
Yeah, Shaggy's dad. Yeah.
Daddy?
Papa?
Doesn't Shaggy actually have a canonical father, and it's some like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he's like
yeah,
a super
it's like-
posh British dude, I think.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Oh,
something like
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so
We should
let's get to
start.
the game. Let's get to the game, and let's see if you can actually take me seriously throughout. This. Don't worry. There is a possible costume change midway through this. Because fuck you, I put the effort in. I put the effort in for
These
you.
are prescription, by the way.
remember.
So
I finished work.
These aren't.
on
These
time.
these are full sunglasses indoors, and I'm not wearing my actual reading glasses, so my notes are that much harder to read. Which is why my brightness on my screen is so far up, which means you can see it directly.
yeah, I can see the reflection. Yeah.
Should we introduce our characters as well?
I am Rod. I've gone over that, or the GM, but we're gonna call the GM Rod.
No, you're Rodney. You're Rodney
that-
to your friends.
No, it's God backwards. So I like that.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's
it's
not.
really not. I'm glad you went with that.
Yeah.
I'm just getting
Like,
into my
oh,
character,
man.
who has the lowest skill for him is brains. So
Yeah. So I'm the GM. I control the horrors that will be befalling these teenagers.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my god, he's gonna sing.
No, I won't. Midge, what's your character?
okay, so I went southern. Fuck. So
Remember, this is painfully northwestern or north.
oh yeah.
I'm not gonna.
So I'm
try.
playing Buck Lucky Bucky Bryant. I'm a 17-year-old jock. Do I say my fears or anything? My flaws?
No, we can hold that. We can hold that.
Yeah.
You don't need to reveal that.
I'm the running back for the Pineview Loggers. Chop chop.
I want to die.
God, I want
and
to
I
die.
really hope I get drafted.
All night.
That's-
This is all night. This is all
And
night.
I would
guys.
just like to point out, you think that's bad? You ain't hurt me. I'm going full theorist on this.
Mikey.
I'm Jacob Magnuson. He is a 16-year-old popular kid. He's the funny guy. Everybody in school knows him. The teachers even like him. He's the kind of funny guy who gets away with being a bit of a joker, even because most of the teachers like him. He's this is not a comedy show on the side, and he drives a car, a tricked-out AMG 1975 Gremlin. And those of you who want to Google that, please do. It is a disgusting looking 70s car. AMC, not AMG. AMG is British, I think.
To be
AMC.
fair, I thought it was a Quattro when I first saw the images.
It does look a little bit like a Quattro, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Fun
But anyway.
fact: my father drove that car, and it's still his favorite car he's ever owned. An AMC Gremlin. He put a V8 in the damn thing.
Yeah, mine is tricked out with a V8 and stuff as well. Mine,
he got a
he's put,
V8 in that.
He got a V8 in that bitch. Somehow. Don't
uh,
ask how, but he did.
Red.
I'm Peggy Magnuson. I'm a brilliant mathlete. I can only be described as nerd. I'm also Jacob's twin sister.
Nerd. Sorry.
Inner jock is coming out.
Yeah, I gotta channel that. All right, rival.
Hello. I'm not talking to you, not until I can see your eyes, because otherwise you're just trying to hide something from me, okay?
See, I don't take the glasses off, or else when I get pulled over, it doesn't work out that well. They stay on
Shit.
all the time.
Shit.
They're solid red.
I am someone I can't remember because
Ratio.
I've just literally closed my my character sheet.
Horatio Hornblower.
I wish.
You're Horatio Brennan.
Hang on, I'm getting it. I sent it through to Roach, that I've got it here.
Yep.
I am Horatio Brennan. I'm 18. I am a conspiracy theorist.
Town's
I would say
resident.
I'm a truth finder, but you know, other people are stupid.
All right. And Utari.
I'm Downey Trent, and I'm a prepper. The bomb's coming. The Ruskies, they're after us, man. So I'm getting set
They're
up, ready to go.
already here. God,
Don't ever tell him that. the bunker building exercise may expedite itself if you do.
So, that is our group of plucky, if somewhat mismatched, heroes.
I've had to take my glasses off. They give me a headache. Imagine wearing glasses.
Can I take my hat
yeah,
off? The tinfoil is actually cutting into my head.
If you want to, yes.
Yeah.
Might
Thank
as well.
God.
He has
Ow.
got tinfoil in his head because he is a conspiracy theorist.
Just
You
take
know, it's
the
a lot.
tinfoil
It's a
out.
Ow.
Yeah, let's
You see the cut marks? It was actually cutting in.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort to be a nut job.
Oh,
Thanks, babe, I'll
that's
be
pretty
used
fucking
up.
funny. That's fucking funny, Roach.
Oh, that's
No,
better.
there's a woman on YouTube that posts like videos unironically of her. She doesn't trust 5G, so she wraps her iPhone in tinfoil every day.
Yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, yeah.
The
There's a lot of effort.
thing being that the
I'm-
people attacking the so-called 5G towers are actually taking out 4G towers and disrupting emergency services responses because they're relying on those towers.
But you know what, guys? 5G, 4G, cell phones might exist at this point. I'm kind
It's
of
the few ones.
Yeah,
It's
those
the
those
few
massive
ones.
box
it's
ones.
a briefcase
Yeah,
cell
yeah.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah, the briefcase cell. I'm kind of
Cell
tepid on the
phones.
1980s. Let's be honest here. I wasn't born for another 11 years.
Do not finish that sentence if you want to survive the next 5 minutes.
Oh, don't! You're making me feel old.
I was born 1992.
Damn
no,
you!
I feel old because I was at Walmart, like picking.
My
these
character's
glasses up.
age is the difference between my birth date and this thing coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Old
I
enough
felt
to
old.
remember John Major.
Yeah, I felt old because there was a little ticker to say you have to be this old to buy cigarettes in this store.
Wow.
It was after 2000.
2002 now, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's actually just straight 2000 because they upped the age. To
Oh,
21.
right.
Yeah.
Here's
Because the whole
2002.
vaping thing and everything like that. Yeah. But yeah, those don't exist right now. I mean, cigarettes do, but yeah, fuck it. The 2000s don't exist right now. That's in the future, and it's going to be, great. Flying cars.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I imagine
Raiders of the
2020 's
Lost
gonna
Ark
be
came
the
out
best
this
ever.
year.
Mm.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark came out this year.
Yep. I saw that.
And it's doing great at the box office. Actually, I have this pulled up because I needed something to ground us. Superman 2, Cannonball Run. I don't
Oh
know
God,
that one.
Cannonball Run. Oh, it's brilliant.
I've never seen it.
You
Um,
heathen! You absolute heathen!
Wow.
But yeah, you know, all those have come out this year. Everything's great. But we join our heroes, protagonists. We'll go with that. Protagonists of this story in a little town called Pine View, Washington. It's in the eastern part of Washington.
Washington
Nearby
State,
a
those who
large
don't know.
Washington. Yeah, okay. If you say just Washington, it means a state. Washington D.C.
Yes, I know,
Washington
but
is
there's people out there that don't know the difference.
Well, they're wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not really channeling the chill guy.
Calm down, man.
Yeah, I know.
Just,
You
I'm
need to
having-
relax.
just need to chill,
No,
man.
there was something in that. I'm not going to say the substance because it's not technically legal in most of the places that this streams to.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Accurate.
But Pine View, Washington State, on the eastern side of Washington, nearby the Towville National Forest. This small town is surrounded by untouched forests, old growth. The logging industry is supported a little bit further away and trucked into the town where a paper plant takes in most of the processed wood and puts out paper. The local school has a mascot of a burly lumberjack for the boys, and the women's team has a slightly less burly female lumberjack as their mascot. On
I
their
thought you were going to say it
uniforms.
was a beaver.
For about 30 seconds when I was coming up with the team mascot for this school, the Beavers did come up, and I thought, no, not with this party. No, no. I know all of you. No. Yeah. But yeah, it's a summer of 1981. It's about we're looking at it probably around 4:00 in the afternoon, and two vehicles are driving along a road away from town. A 1970 AMC Gremlin and a nondescript truck driving one after the other in a little convoy. Inside of it are our 5 protagonists, however they decide to split amongst the 2 vehicles. They
How
are.
I'm with my brother.
Yeah, I think it's got to be age. Just basically, who's going to be driving on age? I think it's.
I'm driving because it's my car.
Well, yeah, okay.
Well, the AMC Gremlin, but you're 17,
Yeah,
so,
they
you
ca-
so you can drive, and so
can conspiracy theorists do, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
have.
Who would
conspiracy
probably
theorists
have his
do in
own
my
truck,
car.
because let's face it, he needs to get around to get.
Okay,
Prep.
Prepper and conspiracy theorist dude are in the truck, and I'm in the back of.
No, you're in the front. I'm in the back.
Oh yeah. I'm doing that like head out the window thing.
Yeah, you are.
He has the intelligence
You would be-
of a puppy.
Yeah, you would be listening to the radio, but this far away from town, there's no stations that reach this far into the forest. You all
Called
recall-
Rob. I bought one of his 8-tracks. That's
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah, Rod, you've got one of the. It's not an actual 8-track; it's a bootleg 8-track.
Yeah. Hey, it works, right?
That he makes himself, 50-50.
Yeah. This is the one that does work. This is one of the ones that
Yeah.
does work. So.
Yeah, it's got, I don't know, name an 80s band. Name a 7. Actually, no, it's Rod. Name a 1970 like kind of band.
I was gonna say, don't you have any Rick Springfield?
Yeah. But you all recall the reason you're coming out here all started with a petty schoolyard bet the last day of school. It's gone around for more than 10 years. Story of the family went missing north of town. It's been kind of a town legend since they haven't been found, and the cops have already decided to
My music is way too joyful for this. Give me a
Yeah.
moment. I'm like, 80s.
To be fair, your character probably wouldn't wouldn't care. But the cops have already decided to shelve the investigation and haven't revisited it since. Since then, a little air of mystery has surrounded the North Side Forest. And that has sprung a bit of a tradition, or dare, that has propped up over the last 5 years with the current set of high schoolers. Somebody dares another somebody to go out to the last place that family was seen. Was sawed in half.
Spoilers,
was
Roach.
seen. Was seen at their campsite. And nobody says no, unless they want to be ridiculed for the rest of the year. So there are various points in time during that last day, even if some of you might have tried to avoid it, some of you might have invited it. It's up to you which one. But you all got dared to. And now you're on your way.
Why the hell did
Even
they
to
dare
some-
both of us?
I don't know, sis. We're stuck here, though.
You recall, head cheerleader dared your little sister.
Hey, on song.
Dared your little sister try and embarrass her, and you decided to come with, being the good guy that you are.
Well, I couldn't let my little sis go out here on her own.
I'm older than you once again for the 26,000th time.
I'm just
Fine.
here to make sure you do it.
Which is exactly correct. Bucky,
Thanks, Butch.
Bucky hasn't been dared, but he's trying. But Bucky, you know you're trying to show your strength, and be the cool kid. Be the the watcher, making sure they stay the whole night, which is a part of the dare. You stay until sunrise the next night. Even somebody who bucks social norms, like the I was gonna make a PC term, but the creepy kid who has conspiracy theories. Let's say everybody else would view you as that. Even if you know it's the truth.
Of course, it's the truth.
Yeah.
We sheeples, you know.
But you know Just you're the way it not is. going to get through to anybody if they think you're a square. So you have to do this.
Square? What is it, the 1950s?
I don't
Possibly.
fucking know. It's going to go a lot. It's going to go either way at this point. Let's be
We're-
honest. I
yeah.
wasn't born around here,
It's-
and my
It's
cultural
just the
zeitgeist
Goonies.
not-
Fuck you!
Oh,
Yeah, I wasn't born around here, so the osmosis of this decade is pretty patchy. Let's just say that.
fuck you.
My parents
You don't
weren't
wanna
even
be-
born in the 80s. One of them was born in 79.
Oh God, that's the same age as my brother.
Midge,
Yeah.
Midge, be careful what you say about people who are born in
How are you the
79.
youngest person here, Midge? How are you the youngest
Because
person?
yeah.
Because
Why?
science.
I mean,
Science,
yeah, because science, yeah.
yeah.
Because there was a lovely Dr.
Because of the
Robert
joys of
Wood-
modern medical science.
Yeah.
Allowed things to continue that far. So,
79 is a
all-
great year.
Yes, it is.
sure, yeah. It was the last good year.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It was.
No comment.
So, you want a little bit?
Yeah, please hand it over.
You holding?
No, man, I don't touch that stuff. It messes with my game.
Yeah, you see, man, I got all these pockets in here. And I gotta search for this shit. I gotta search in all these pockets for the good shit, man. Let me just, give me a second.
By the way, can everybody put their name in the chat so I don't just keep referring to you by your tropes? Because I literally can't remember a single one of your names and keep referring to you as your D&D name.
mine.
Which, by the way, would be an amazing offshoot, is if we all play D&D, but you're all teenagers. The same characters, just you get flipped back.
Besh as a teenager. Oh god, she'd be an awfully tall, lanky, awkward kid.
Yep. Okay.
I'll show the chat,
You're
people.
both-
I'm sorry.
Catholic school dropout.
Both cars are both vehicles are driving down a dark road. There are no street lights at this point. There's
You're
no
such a
sign.
twat.
He is. Can we all agree that Midge is the most twat person here right now?
Yep.
Agreed. Moving on.
It's about an hour and a half drive from the middle of town, but it's not a straight shot. That campsite where that family was found, or not found, was specifically they weren't found. That's the legend. Where they were last seen. Last seen. You might have noticed I woke up very, very early this morning. Get out and vote. Rod's all about voting and exercising your constitutional right.
Upholding that constitution is everything Rod is about.
Yeah, though technically it's also
man.
clearly bucking some Trans Am laws at this point. But and that's my mother calling. God damn it! Everything's conspiring. 1 second.
It's
Midge,
Mama Roach.
Mitch, you've
It's
never
Mama
looked
Roach.
more like a twat than what you just did.
Which is, to be fair, a challenge in and of itself. I like how you just nod in agreement and keep your mouth shut. This is hella fun, though. I will say that.
It's gonna be good.
Sorry about that. Rod has a very close relationship with his mother, and he always has time for her.
Don't we all, though?
As he should.
Yeah.
As he
Yeah.
should.
I love that Rod refers to himself as the third person. Honestly.
What are you talking about, Buckster?
Buckster.
Buckster. I'm assuming Rod has a nickname for every person in town.
Oh, yeah. Rod is the kind of guy who knows everybody's name but never uses it.
But it's about an hour and a half drive, twisting back roads. At some point, you're not even on paved road anymore. It's just compressed rock that you're driving upon, gravel. Until you pull in to the final section.
I was
Where-
just about to call myself the Buckinator, but Terminator isn't out yet.
Yeah.
984.
Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of hamstrung ourselves. I kind of hamstrung ourselves by making it a specific year. But
Can we go with 85? It's just easier. Middle
No,
of the
too late.
decade. Oh,
Too late. Too late. So you're at the final stretch of the road, and now there's that little parking lot. Not really a parking lot, just a little gravel area with a couple of rails set up to the side where you're supposed to park your vehicles before trekking to your final campsite. You've all brought your camping gear. You live in the middle of Washington State. You all have camping gear at home. And so, what else is there to do in a small town? Your town has maybe a few thousand people living in there, and like one movie theater that also doubles as a convention center.
Go to the diner, put her feet
you
up,
got a diner,
you know.
Yeah. But you all grab your gear.
right next to the
Yeah.
comic book store.
Yep.
Begin trekking to the campsite. Which, by the way, the
Shit,
comic
this
book
is just
store.
Riverdale.
Fuck.
Which, by the way, the comic book store is constantly being protested by a group of specifically 10 mothers who think it's all satanic.
Sounds right. Yep.
It's the same 10 mothers every time.
Yep.
And it's basically scheduled at this point.
Our mum isn't one of them.
No.
My mother is.
But you begin trekking out. This isn't the furthest you've camped from town. There's a pretty nice spot a couple of hours away near a nice river. It's pretty common for kids to go out there during the summer months. But this is different. This is less traveled. This is in the National Forest, which, surprisingly enough, not a lot of people go to. No real reason. Just nobody goes in. People prefer the other campsites.
The one's not tainted by murder.
Yeah. But you can tell. This isn't managed. Trees are tall. There's a lot of shadows in between them.
Perfect places for the truth to lie.
Hey, Bucky, do you mind not playing with like the stuff in the pull-out drawer while you're like, you know, in the glove box?
I'm looking for the beer, man.
There's no beer. There's never any beer.
Bucky definitely snuck a six-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No beer.
He's like, he actually has it in the trunk with his with his
pack.
gear.
His
Yeah.
pack, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're heading out. It doesn't take you long, actually. It's about maybe a 45-minute little hike. Pretty manageable. The paths are managed, but everything outside the path is just left by itself. And hasn't been trekked by hunters or many others. On your way there, though, you do spot a little clearing in the trees. And you realize kind of spatially where you are. You've all heard about this. There's a farm, a bit of land a family owned when the National Forest was declared, that held out. It's still inhabited. Old man Carlson still lives there. A little run-down place. You can see it. You're a little raised up on a hill, and his place is spread out in a big clearing area. Farm's a bit of a generous term. You don't see any crops being farmed there. A couple of pens here and there. Big barn looks to have had better days, maybe 20 years ago. And a single-story little house, like ranch-style house, that also looks like it's a little worse for wear. Little smoke coming from the chimney.
Already served in now. Bit of a crazy
Everyone
fucker, I've
did.
heard. Mom and Dad didn't.
Well, Dad was a teacher. He was exempt. But most other people did.
Buck,
My
your
dad
went,
served in
didn't he?
arm.
Yeah, your dad went, didn't he? Yeah.
My dad served in Nam. He's a national hero. He got a medal.
Everybody
going.
got medals. And 10 years long service does not count.
Was that actually out of character question? Was that a normal thing back then? 5-year
No.
terms? I know it's 4 now, isn't it? I think.
It was there were terms. Actually, no. I think now it's 2. I think it's a 2-year terms is what you sign up for at a time, and it kind of just goes for that in the U.S. Army
Oh.
at least.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. Give me a Well, no, I'll say you can see. I'm not gonna make you check for it yet. There's smoke coming out of the chimney stack as you're walking. You all kind of stop talking about this for a second, trading stories about old man Carlson. When you spot him, he's coming out of his big barn, but not alone.
Thanks, man.
He's got a cow behind him. He's pulling it by like a rope that's kind of tied around its neck to kind of keep it moving. He's not taking it to the pens. Instead, you see him going out further and further from the clearing into the forest before you lose him about a couple of minutes later.
That's not right.
What?
He's walking his cow.
Sister, you're a brainiac. Sometimes you make me wonder how.
Ouch.
Dude.
I don't like
we
being
should like
out
totally go and
here.
tip the cow.
I'm not an
No,
outdoors
Buck.
kid.
Buck, we're not tipping cows. Okay. God damn it.
Oh, come on, man.
Listen, man, you already like convinced me to let you bring beer. All right.
Danny is just like severely.
Totally.
If you could see him, his eyes would be severely rolling so far they'd like reach the back of his head and then the bottom of his jaw. At the "I don't like being out here" thing, like the whole creepiness is just It's just like, what? Weak, man. Just weak. This is what we're gonna have to do when the Ruskies invade.
So it's
Do you want to go and follow Old Man Carlson in the cow? Because that
Not
doesn't seem
particularly.
like
It's really good for blocking you from thermal cameras. Just in case anyone's wondering.
Thank you,
Not that you
Horatio.
need to like block yourself from thermal cameras.
Personally, I think we should just go to our camp space and let him do whatever the hell he wants to do, because it's not our problem.
Yeah.
you know, you talk too much. I'm gonna walk off towards the campsite.
Yeah. By the way,
He's confused
Bucky totally-
by our sounds. Keep making
Bucky
them. He'll lose control.
A broken clock is right twice a day. This time, he is right.
That's one.
We're screwed for the next 12 hours.
Correct. You were saying, Rod.
yeah, no, I was checking to see if this brand existed long enough for it to have been taken by Bucky as a 6-pack. Because I was gonna say Bucky totally had Billy beer, but
It's probably Budweiser.
It's
It's
ceased to exist.
like my name.
Yeah, it ceased to exist in 1978, 1 year after it became.
He
Even
might
better
still
than
have
I've
Billy
got
Bear.
it.
Well, I was gonna say it was either that or Paps.
Wouldn't
It's
it be
better that
Budweiser?
I've got the one that's out of date.
It's beer. It doesn't go out of date.
It's beer. No, Rod sold you it. He's got a couple of cases of Billy beer. He thought that was gonna go off. That was gonna take off. I love this. I hate this. I hate this, but I love this.
There's a certain amount of hate needed to do this, but
Yeah,
it's quite good.
A lot of self-hate needed to do this.
Oh god, yeah. I hate myself
Yeah.
so much. You have no idea.
Yeah. So, as you leave Old Man Carlson to do his whatever he's doing with that cow,
Probably gonna fuck it.
Ugh.
Bucky.
Really?
Jesus.
he
That,
heads.
that sounds like a typical teenager rumor.
Yeah. Also sounds like a typical social shut-in in the 1980s in the middle of a national forest.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Let's skip that one.
A little bit of time passes. It's not nightfall. You've got a couple hours before night, but you arrive at the campsite. This obviously used to be a taken care of campsite. Like it's got, those little areas that are set aside, clear of like major tree growth that, you can put a camping tent down, and there's a little fire pit here and there that you can put down. This looks like this probably at one point could have held 4 or 5 different parties of people around. But at this point, it's kind of overgrown. Some of the stones in the fire pits have fallen away. Looks like this hasn't been taken care of. The path's been cleared, oddly enough, and it's been maintained, but the campsite itself has been kind of left to ruin. There's only about 2 or 3 good spots to put down a campsite. They're mostly the same. Each one's big enough for all of you to have your tents set down in. They're big. They're like made for families to come to. And intellectually, you all knew there wasn't going to be anything here, but you've heard stories about people seeing things at night or coming here and finding an article of clothing or a shoe left behind, but nothing's here. Just a lot of undergrowth that hasn't been taken care of. An empty camp.
I just pick a spot and walk over to it.
Okay.
I
This
picked the
one,
spot
essentially.
next to my brother.
All right. You all set up wherever you choose to set up. It doesn't take you long. You're all fairly used to this. Even Peggy, who is not an outside person, has camped before. It's rural Washington. There's not a lot else to do.
Living at home is basically camping.
Do you remember that time when we came up
Remember
round
that time?
here and it was...
At band camp.
It did not stop throwing it down, and Mum and Dad insisted we stay.
Oh god, yeah. I'm pretty sure I still have water in between my toes.
You're gross.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, what? I agree with
It
what the
it
nerd said.
completely ruined my copy of Fellowship of the Ring. I had to go and get a new one.
Wait,
Oh yeah.
too many nerds. Need to reassign. Nerd. Weirdo. I don't know what about you. You the kid that built the tree house?
No, that was the bunker.
Treehouse? No. What treehouse?
Yeah, you're treehouse kid.
Love it. Deliberately, like, misremembering.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
I just shrug.
I point at Jacob.
Yeah.
Hey, aren't you the kid that like ran into cars when you went on a joyride?
No, but I did wake up half the town once with my car.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Most people have.
This is just this is just as awkward as teenagers would be in this situation.
Yeah,
which is
it's perfect.
amazing.
We're always in
Amazing.
character.
You're
It's
channeling it
outstanding.
amazingly.
Yeah. Help me.
Yeah.
Buck is like he's picked up like a stone. And he's like throwing it up and down, and then I'm gonna throw it at a tree.
Misses the tree.
I'm just gonna get.
No, give me actually no, give me a brawn check. Your target number is 13.
That stone is cleverer than that.
I threw it was a D20 for me, but I got a 10 plus 1 is a 11.
Okay, well you didn't. That doesn't mean a direct failure. The way the system works is you don't necessarily fail something. You can fail, but it, depending on how much you fail it by is how bad it is. So in this situation, you hit the tree, but it doesn't make as cool of a noise as you thought it was gonna make. It hits you like a bit of the bar, but it doesn't hit square. You don't get you thought it was gonna make kind of like a hollow thunk sound like they do in like the movies that you've seen. But no, it just kind of hit it and skipped out into the forest deeper in there. Make a I don't know what a fucking perception check would be in this system. That's the worst
Would be
thing.
brains, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess it would be. Make a brains check.
We get Wendigos or
Bucky.
zombies, and we're very upset.
I forgot to get this type of dice out.
I didn't think I'd need it.
I need my D4.
Yeah, make a brains check.
It's a 2.
A 2. Okay, you fail quite a bit. Target number was 10 on there.
You needed a couple of explosions for that one.
Yeah. It's pretty dark out there, which is weird because it's still light.
Yeah, well, take your sunglasses off, then you might be able to see.
I'm committing to this. I'm committing to this bit, and the sunglasses aren't coming off.
Same though.
I'm committing to this bit, no matter how much strain this is causing my eyes.
He is sacrificing
'Cause
his
I
eye
commit!
health for us.
I commit.
He is sacrificing his eye health for us, people.
Yeah, exactly. Though I will say this is very straining on my eyes.
Yeah,
Just
same.
I'm like half wanting to like put my glasses on over so that I can read and.
No,
but
put them
I
on
just think-
under. Put them on under it.
No, I think it's funnier if I do this.
If you could
That's
see
how
them,
Rob.
yes.
That's how Rob wears his reading glasses. Like he's like, shit. I
No,
can't.
this is how Rod would wear his reading glasses when he's 60.
Yeah.
Still in a 1975 Ford panel van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're describing my dad.
Oh fuck.
If only I could put on a British accent
Roach.
and then just call you Alex.
I am begging you to say, glad you're proud, son.
Glad you're proud, son.
Right, yeah.
Let's-
So it's fine.
Yeah. It's pretty dark out there, which is weird because it's light, but it's dark.
Mhm.
You think it has something to do? These are pretty old trees. It's probably blocking something. Whatever. And then you move on with whatever else you were gonna do.
I'm like cleaning out the fire pit, getting ready for the night.
Yeah, it
when I'll
doesn't
settle
take
in.
long. You got time to gather some firewood together. Whoever wants to help with
I'll
that.
go and gather some firewood.
I'm assuming you're all in your own tents.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
it's
all
not
on
so
your
much
own.
a tent as much as a little mobile base in a bag.
Well, I was assuming I thought Danny was gonna have like a military pup tent.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna
Yeah.
it's just like it's a small little it's a
Korean War
triangle
era.
thing.
Korean War
Yeah.
area, because that's all you're going to get out of an army surplus in the 80s. You're not getting the new
Definitely.
Gore-Tex shit that's coming out around this
No.
time. Nah, it's Korean
That's
War.
state of the art, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've made a lean-to with a raincoat. That's what I've got.
Wow.
So I
You
got-
are so
I got-
unprepared.
Bucky
So unprepared,
sacrificed.
Buck. What are you
Bucky
doing?
sacrificed the space in his bag that he was going to put the
For
tent
beer.
in for another case of beer.
12 beers. now.
Rod, he's surprised. Rod's selling it at like 10 cents a can. It must be good.
Or at least strong.
Or it's there.
That's what I can get on my Dairy Queen paycheck.
Yeah, Dairy Queen did exist back then, I think. Yeah, that kind of works. That works.
And I, since I have the wealthy trait, actually have like a 6-pack of Budweiser, like an actual case of branded beer. No, I don't.
No, you've got Paps. If you were
Yeah, I've
gonna
got
take beer, you'd get Paps. You'd actually have something.
I get the
that's
actual
being
branded
made.
beer. Yeah.
No, you get something that's still being made.
Yeah. Yeah. Not being sold on like by some dude out of the back
Yeah.
of his truck because he needs to make some cash.
But you all kind of get your stuff together. You've pet down your tents. It's not like too organized because you're all teenagers and therefore inherently disorganized and bad at symmetry. So it's not like a half circle. but
Rod, you're starting to sound like the man. I need you to calm down with shouting down the
Oh,
teenagers.
sorry. Yeah.
Right, here, take this. It'll help.
Yeah. Okay. I fucking hate.
I have a
this.
quick question. How many adversity tokens are we meant to have?
0.
You only get them when you fail a test. Oh, you have one.
Yep.
You failed a test, so you get.
I did
you
fail
get
a
one.
test.
No, I'm only going to do it if you fail a test by a good margin because you can fail a test pretty easily with some of those. So it's a good margin. It's going to be very arbitrary, but it's only one. So, but you all set your tents out. You've got Jacob has gotten a fire pit going. You've gotten some firewood. It's not too hard. It's dry out. The rain hasn't really come this far east yet in Washington. It's still got to get over the mountains on the coast. So you probably got a couple more months before the rain really sets in. It's just going to be hot. But you get the fire going, and it's none too soon. Because pretty soon after you all set up your tents, and okay, we got a pup tent for Danny. We got Bucky with just a raincoat lean.
Wait, it's a tarp. It's a tarp.
It's a tarp. He's got a tarp with like lean to because he's roughing it, and he's got to look cool. You gotta look cool. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. Exactly.
Pneumonia? What's that bullshit?
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm assuming Jacob and Peggy both have the same store bought like.
Yeah.
Like,
Somewhat
like
nice
sports, like a sports like store bought tent. Like it's just
yeah.
it's a carbon copy.
Just
one
different
man.
colors, so we know who's
Yeah.
whose.
Yeah,
Mine's green, hers is
uh,
yellow, or whatever. I
yeah.
don't know.
that works. Yeah. And what is Horatio rocking as a tent?
Yeah, I mean, he has his own 2-man tent that he's laced foil into the inner and between the inner and the outer layers, so that all signals are stopped.
So the mosquito, like the mosquito proof like net windows that let air in and stuff like that, completely blocked. It is sweltering in
Yes.
there. It is sweltering.
It is a small price to pay to keep your thoughts your own.
Exactly, man.
Bro.
Yeah, so it's
get
sweltering, it's sweltering in there, and it makes a shitload of noise when the wind comes through. But they can't see you, and that's the point.
Yeah.
But you're all settling in. Hasn't been a lot of crosstalk between all of you. To be honest, most of you don't know each other too well. You're only here because if you didn't, you'd be ridiculed and bullied for the rest of your lives, which was still okay
Standard.
back then. Yeah.
Welcome to the 80s, bruh.
Welcome to all of time to about 10 years ago.
This
Essentially, yeah.
I would have been ridiculed anyway. I don't understand why you.
Well,
At that stage
I-
in your life, if you do this, you might not be ridiculed as much for as long.
You might go up a step in the ladder, which
Yeah.
means you're
yeah,
not
you
at
might
the
like go from bottom to like not bottom.
As it
Yeah,
turns out,
you're no
in
lo-
reality, nothing changes. They just
No.
think you're an idiot for doing it.
I'm
Exactly.
just here because I'm road testing my equipment.
It was perfect. It was perfect for you. You're the one of the ones who seeked it out.
Yeah.
You seeked it out. That's
Hey.
great.
For me, it allows me to investigate this murder site. Because obviously
And
it was all being
yeah.
like suppressed by the police.
obviously come up whether or not you told your parents you were coming to the murder site or somewhere else as a
Yes.
cover. Like, is it all of you come up whether or not you told your parents and whether or not
I'm
they'd
pretty
be
sure
okay with
Jacob.
that.
I'm pretty sure Jacob would have just told his parents that he was going out like camping with his
Camping.
buddies for like one last night or something before like school's finished for a while and there's
Yeah,
some
there's you told them
I
you were going
pulled
to the
the-
nearby Pearl Lake campsite.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah.
I pulled the short straw with the rest of the football team as to who had to be the one to fact check that they went here. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I'm kind of sad that nobody got the Pearl Lake reference.
Too
Is that-
tired?
It's the similar but legally distinct Crystal Lake.
oh, Camp Crystal
Thank you.
Lake, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Too
Yep.
tired.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here for another few hours, and then
Yeah, here all day, folks.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
worried you were thinking of that other Shyamalan film that
Oh, yeah.
Kong Skull Island.
Yes, Kong Skull Island. Yeah, 100%. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, me and Midge spent a good solid 2 hours trying to remember that joke.
And in the meantime,
Right,
discovered
I-
another one that Roach ran
Yeah.
into about him. Forget it. It was
You know,
like,
that Shyamalan film. It has it's got the twist in it.
Kong Skull Island.
I said that today unironically. That was not a joke. That was me literally saying that. So yeah, it's the sun's starting to go down. You're all around.
For the record, I didn't tell my parents anything. I just
Okay.
came.
That's fairly common for you. That's really
Yeah.
they think you're either somewhere else or just in your bunker. It's
Yep.
at this point they've decided just to not care.
Yeah.
At this point, your mother's got a night shift at the hospital, and your father is
Drunk.
probably.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably 3 bottles in. And
Yeah.
he doesn't care anymore. But so you've got the run of the house or anywhere else you really want to, and it's not like your friend who has access to a truck cares either. At this point, he'll you're ride or die with him, kind of. He's a little.
I know him.
Yeah, you know him. Yeah,
We exchange favors.
Yes.
Draco.
he's the
You know
only
him.
he's the only other person.
Draco.
You know him.
He's the only other
Ratio.
person in the entire
No.
town that uses an AM radio for something other than work.
It's ham. It's a ham radio. AM's corporatized.
At this
Right.
point, Jacob is like pulling like a grill out of his bag that he bought for this trip, and he's like cooking some steak or something because he bought. Stuff.
Well, you probably have
Sausages.
brats or something like a little
Yeah,
like
sausage or
brats.
something, yeah.
like
I am
sausage.
throwing empty bottles in the air and hitting them with a baseball bat.
Okay. The funny thing is, the trash in this place hasn't been taken out for a while, so there are quite a few. You notice a disproportionate amount, actually, of empty beer bottles in where the trash is. And by the way, again, this is 1980s, so it's full metal trash cans. They're not going away for years. They're just rusting out, but there's still a whole bunch. So you've got a whole bunch of beer bottles to strike and just keep hitting, and you hit most of them. Oh, so you're practicing the off season. You know, you've got baseball, and then once that's done with, or reverse, whatever sports is, you got football. I don't know which one goes where, because although Rod might,
I think it's
I
baseball,
don't.
then football, right? I think.
Baseball
Probably,
is summer,
maybe.
football is winter.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you're practicing for baseball. You got. I mean, you've got. It's not a high school team, but you know the town does have a team, and you know the nearby Crystal Lake. Oh, how do I work that? The nearby Crystal Lake.
Okay.
Pearl Lake.
Catfish.
Oh,
Pearl
yeah.
Lake oysters. The Pearl Lake oysters.
the Pearl Lake Oyster.
Perfect.
I was trying to tie it in with Friday the 13th, but I couldn't think of something off the top of my head, so that didn't work.
The Crystal Lake face wearers, like
I was gonna say like the Pearl Lake Jasons, but that was too on the nose.
Yeah, cooking up a little.
the Pearl Lake mummy
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
boy.
You, yeah, you're cooking food. The sun's starting to go down. Everybody, you're kind of around the fire. There's no other light out here, and it's not. There is like it looks to be at one point there was like an electrical like wire that connected with an old light that would go on a little bit further away from where the camps actually are, where you can see there might have been some sort of facilities to relieve yourselves, but that's all kind of worn down over 10 years. Nobody's replaced it. It looks like the building got kind of caved in by a tree at one point, and it's kind of just started melting back into the ground. So the only light is from this fire. And you're all enjoying the food or beer, whichever one you prefer.
Or both.
Or both. Give me a how does, let's just say this. How does Bucky like 3-year-old Billy beer?
Oh no.
It's probably the best beer he's ever had.
It's
Oh,
better
no.
than the beer he stole from his dad, to put it that way, which is older.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll say that. It's not too bad. It's just
That
a
beer
little,
That beer he stole from his dad
it's
served
just
him now.
yeah, that Billy beer, it's all right. It's just how do you say it? It's a little bit
it tastes like the
just-
can.
it's a little thick. It's a little thick.
It's a little moldy.
You're not sure if it's supposed to be, but it's something. Because it's not like you're gonna drink water out here.
Bruh, like, why?
Water's for
Yeah.
nerds.
Exactly.
Peggy's enjoying her bottle of water.
I'm assuming Bucky is like is in that group of kids that would have in modern times would have brought a water bottle to school, but instead of there being water, it's just clear vodka.
Oh, yeah, he's that kid, yep. I knew a few people like that in school.
Yep. Yeah, I think there's
Ugh.
one. There's always one.
Yep.
Yeah, at least in our generation, Mikey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I come from Ireland, all right? It's a miracle it wasn't whiskey and no one said a thing about it.
Well, 'cause you can sneak vodka in a water bottle.
Well, you see, if it's not a clear water bottle, you're good.
It was vodka for the students, whiskey for the teachers.
100%. Yep. Put your whiskey into your coffee, good to go.
Right.
I could tell the specific teacher by I was in 5th period, and I could tell, yeah, by that point, because I met him at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, and there's a clear difference. Either he didn't give a shit at that point. So you're all eating what Jacob has provided, because it looks like, I'm assuming he, other than maybe Danny, is the only one that provided food.
I also brought, like, soda.
I brought
Yeah.
rations, aka tin can food.
Well, yeah, it'd be sea rations. It'd be old sea rations.
Yeah.
that
I
you
got
got there.
marshmallows.
No, you brought like an actual like thing
Only
of marshmallows,
marshmallows.
but
Only
forgot about everything else.
marshmallows.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
marshmallows.
No,
That's it.
no s'mores. No s'mores. just the
Marshmallows and
marshmallows.
beer.
Marshmallows and beer. Yeah. Though everybody else did well. At least Jacob did bring enough to provide like some sustenance, so you didn't die out here. or at least of malnutrition. The worst killer. But after a while, in the night, this is a breeze. None of you are having much trouble with this. It's a little creepy, to be honest. You're in a decrepit campsite that 10 years ago might have hosted horrendous murders that led to none of the people being found. But other than that,
just so you know.
it's a campsite. Other than that, it's just a normal camping trip with people that you most likely would never associate on a camping trip. But, you know, that's essentially just a family camping trip. So
Yeah, essentially.
yeah.
I think
It
I
gets to
went.
that point. It gets to that point where you're all getting a little tired. Some of you have partaken in some Billy beer. That is I like that we latched on that, even though that is the totally wrong decade for this to exist.
I had some Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, you got some soda, which it's not rum and coke, so. But
Hey.
you've got some soda, you've got some food, some brats, little stuff like that, and it's getting late at night. The sun is set. The sounds of the forest have awoken, and the fire's starting to come down. It's about time for you all to head to sleep and kind of just enjoy the rest of the night and then get this over with. Just go home in the morning and then you're good.
All
Does
right.
anybody stay up or do anything else, or you just heading?
I want to wait for the conspiracy theorist kid to go to sleep, and then I'm gonna go and make spaceship sounds outside of his tent and pretend the mothership's come for him, completely knowing that that's the wrong type of conspiracy theory. Out of character, but in character is what Buck goes for.
Thinks.
Because
Thinks.
tinfoil. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And then I'm
hold
gonna
on.
go to bed.
Okay, no,
Okay,
so
hold
you
on.
do that. By all means, do that. Please do that.
But everybody goes
Do
to sleep,
that.
but
Do it now.
Bucky,
Do it. Do it.
you hold on.
Do it.
Bucky, you
Wait. God's asking for something.
Rod's
Bucky,
asking for something.
Rod. You think about that and think, oh, it's gonna be great. But then you remember why you're actually here. It took a while because you're about 4 cans in, and
No, I want the
about
space
half
shit.
a pack,
you-
and about
God, I
half a
want the
pack of
space shit.
marshmallows. Hold on, I have a plan, damn it. You're about 4 cans in and half a pack of marshmallows in, so it took you a little bit to remember why you're here. But you know.
For several head injuries.
But you know you have to pretend to go to sleep. And after everybody is for sure asleep, you got to go and meet the rest of the popular kids.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Am I taking the other popular kid with me?
No, just you. Just you. He's just
a funny guy.
He's just a funny guy. He's just a guy. He wasn't supposed to be here, but he chose to. His fault. At least that's what your friends, the quarterback of the football team and the head cheerleader.
The quarterback's name is totally Roger, and then the cheerleader's name is Stacy. We know this.
That's
yeah,
Brittany.
yeah. Which is because this is just
Definitely
a
Anthony.
stereotypical. This is just a stereotypical 1980s film.
Yep.
So obviously they're together. And there's about 2 or 3 other popular kids when you go and meet them. They've been hanging back for the last couple hours. They followed the rest. They followed the convoy out by about an hour behind, and then came close but waited. Because, you all know it's bullshit. Just people got lost in the woods. Nothing happened here. But everybody's so scared of it. It would be awesome to freak out some total weirdos and nerds.
And the odd popular kid.
And hey,
Yeah, but you're
sided with
younger.
them.
You're younger.
I'm 16, to be fair.
And you sided with the weirdos and nerds. So
She's my sister.
It doesn't
I don't
matter.
have much choice here, man.
It doesn't matter. It's clicks.
Uh.
It's clicks. It's do or die.
It is the 80s. You be right. You are right. It is the 80s.
It's the 80s, and if anything we've seen from the popular zeitgeist of movies is that bullies in the 1980s were willing to and up to just straight out murdering their rivals. So.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, hey, that's possible. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's totally
No,
possible.
I will ask.
I've watched all the versions of it, and those. Well, that was the 1950s, I think, or 60s, but it doesn't either way.
It's the
Doesn't
same
matter.
thing.
It's the same.
It's the same thing. Same fucking thing. Up to the 90s when like transistors were invented. Anyway.
Yeah. So you head out. You know where they're supposed to be. There's like this old oak tree that's really weird. It's like this big old oak tree that's like twice the size of all oak trees around it. That you're supposed to meet them at. So you kind of head out. You didn't tell them everything that you had in your pack, so you have a flashlight. And you were smart enough because you remember your dad was in Nam. He told you. You put like a little red cellophane filter on the front of it, and you can still use the flashlight, and it won't like mess with your vision or some shit like that. You know, whatever. I'm trying to channel each and every one of you when I talk directly to you, so I'm trying to do that. It works. They don't wake up, so fuck it. He was right. You know, it's not like
Dad was right for a change. What do you?
My dad was in Nam.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. This is your own mind working with itself. But you find them. There's Stacy, who's not in her cheerleader uniform, which is weird for you because that's most of the time you associate with her. So it takes you a second to figure out, oh, that's Stacy, but she's not in a skirt. So got it.
Damn, can't look at it.
He has D4 brains. I'm trying to channel that kind of mentality. So I'm trying to work through
at the
that.
moment. It's amazing.
Help me help you. And her boyfriend, which is
Brock.
Chad. Let's go. Brock. We'll go.
Brock.
You got Stacy and Brock.
I'm Buck because I'm Buck. It can't be Buck.
It works. That's perfect.
Yeah, because
That's
you're
perfect.
the running
That's
back.
the
and he's the
commentary
quarterback.
on all popular kids. Is they're basically carbon copies of each other.
Okay,
So the two best players on the
Brock
Loggers
Tuckerman,
football
yeah.
team is Bucky and Brock. Bucky and Brock. The coach calls you. The coach, you're here to do. I can't. No, I can't do that. No, I was gonna say you're here. No. Pull him back out of that. Pull him back. Center. So, but they're both of them are there, and then a couple of like other popular kids, but it's like Stacy's.
the rest of the team.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
not all
other couple of other cheerleaders. You know, I know.
Yeah, they're here mostly because they want to.
We got
they want to.
Stacy. Oh, what I go? That was a weird word.
Yeah, no, that's 90s. You're going 90s. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back about a
one
decade.
Back one decade.
Roll it
But
back.
you,
Stacy, and we got
yeah.
Jessica, and then
Dolly.
The other two. But grand total, there's 6 of them there. There's 3 girls. 3
Bryony,
boys.
and I'm trying not to say Heather.
Mercedes.
Share.
Well, no, I was thinking it's Stacy, and Becca.
Becca. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah. Stacy, Becca. There's 2 Stacys and a Becca, but it's Stacy A and Stacy C, and Stacy C is kind of lower on the ladder. Yeah. This is all ad lib. I have
like
no fucking
Stacy
idea where we're
C's
going.
just here because her dad's rich.
basically.
And paid for implants.
Yeah.
Same
And
shit, 'cause her dad's
basically,
rich and she's
but the
got a nice
cheerleaders
rack.
are mostly here. Yeah, the cheerleaders are mostly here just because they want to really embarrass Peggy, because she's super smart, and that makes them feel bad about themselves.
That's
but
actually my backstory of why I hate Peggy. That's actually my trope.
She's super smart, and my brain can't handle it.
yeah, they can't stand.
My
it.
fragile ego hates it so much.
She
And then-
uses big words.
Yeah, and then the 3 other popular guys that are on the team, they are here mostly because they just want to fuck with 2 weirdos, and that's about all they really need. And it's like it's a weekend and they've got nothing else to do, so it's either that or like, light a car on fire or something.
And they've also got some beer, the same
And
brand.
they
that
already did
bought
that
from Ross.
last year, and
Yeah.
then the fucking sheriff got super pissed about it. But who gives a shit? Buy another one.
Oh yeah, my mom's a cop.
Mayor.
That's another thing.
Martin's mom's a cop. Yeah, and by the way, your mom's a deputy. A new sheriff just came into town. That hasn't been around before, and so that's happening. But yeah, you all got together, and basically what the plan is they've got a whole bunch of cheap Halloween shit that they saved from last Halloween. So they've got some stuffed limbs. It's not plastic because it's the 80s. So it's more they got some stuff.
Cotton.
Yeah, cotton based limbs and shit, and they've got some Brock's father works at the
Paper mill.
no, he works at the small what do you call he's a butcher. So he's got a whole bunch of pig's blood that he brought with. He's got 2 buckets of pig's blood, and they're gonna
This is just until dawn. Fuck.
yeah.
Like I
don't
said,
know
if
what to fucking tell you
Wendigos or
guys.
zombies turn up, I'm gonna be very upset.
What if it's
No,
both?
don't worry. What's
Wendigo zombies.
Zombie Wendigos or Wendigo zombies. They're 2 subspecies.
Or it's
Yeah.
when a Wendigo eats a person, they turn into a zombie.
Yeah. So, you've got all that shit together, and basically the plan is you want to make the scene, and then you're gonna have to act, cause you're supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's like that stupid shit the drama club does. So you've beat up a whole bunch of them, so you think you can do that.
It's fine. I lie to my mom
Yeah.
all the time. God.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what Brock says. It's just you fucking lied to your mom when we burned that car down last year. So you know how to fucking do this, man. You're gonna do this. Chop chop.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Chop chop.
You
Shit.
headbutt each other,
Fucking-
and then
fucking keep
you
quiet,
realize
Yeah.
you headbutt each other, giving each other slightly more CTE, without knowing
I'm
what that is
gonna
yet.
say this exchange makes me hate myself. the fact that I was just 50 pounds away from being this in high school. So they basically the plan starts. The center yourself, Midge. Center yourself. This is a
You're an
horror.
actor. You can do this.
This is horror.
Yes,
yeah,
it
they
is.
start getting the shit. They start getting the shit planted around, all these severed limb props and shit. And you got Brock and a couple of the other guys tossing some blood around. And then Brock's okay, come on, man. And he takes out his hand's got some blood on it, and he starts putting a little bit on some things and your face and your hands and stuff. And it's you gotta fucking sell it, dude. You gotta fucking sell it, right? Okay. Give me let's all of the kids that aren't a part of the popular clique that are supposedly sleeping. Give me a brains check. DC, you're all sleeping, so it's a DC, I'm gonna say 10 on here. Just a
Okay.
10. You have a chance, even if you have a low brains stat, you can still do it if it's exploding dice.
Oh, bloody hell.
Where'd that go?
7.
7, okay.
There it is.
Where?
Underneath
You gotta get
the...
your dice rolling etiquette down, guys. I know it's your first.
Hang on.
Mine's 11.
11, okay.
11.
Okay, 2 11s. All right. Mikey isn't here. What's Mikey's? What's Mikey's? Oh, I think he gave me his thing. I can roll for him.
What was it? A DC of 10?
Yeah, DC 10.
Succeed!
You both succeeded it. No, I don't have it. Doesn't look like I have his stats. No, I don't have his stats. Okay.
Well, do you want me to quickly look up Popular Kid?
Yeah, what's his brains?
Okay, give me a second.
That's the benefit of this, because I don't have to worry about him having extra
It's not
points
as
and-
Brains is a D10.
for popular kid.
Mm-hmm. I have that page open.
All right. So just gonna, because he's not here right now. 6. So he didn't get it. Okay, while this is going down, Horatio and Peggy. Well, actually, first, Danny, like, you're dreaming. You're dreaming. There's like a little sound that you kind of get, but it's been a long day. It's been a long day. You decided so you just kind of like roll over and kind of wrap yourself in that, like, the wool blanket, like the old military wool blanket, in there. And Jacob doesn't hear it either, with his 6. But Peggy and Horatio, like, it's weird. You hear like rustling a little bit, and Peggy, definitely, you're a little on edge out here. Like, it's a place where people most likely died. So, you're a little on edge. You were asleep, but kind of like in that mode where you're ready to wake up really quickly if you hear a noise. And Horatio, you're always like that because
You
Yo,
never know what's
Horatio.
coming for you.
you got to be ready. You got to be ready. So you don't actually hear them preparing. You hear, oddly enough, you hear Brock, the quarterback of the loggers. You hear him, and you hear Bucky doing the chop, as like you hear like, okay, man, chop, and a little bit louder than he should be. Bucky just goes, yeah, chop, and it's a little too loud, and you just like wake up, and you hear like a lot of feet rustling out there.
I'm already fully clothed. I'm not going to be changing or anything, so I'd be sleeping fully clothed. So I'm gonna get into my bag and grab my flashlight.
Okay, well, I'm assuming, yeah, you'd have a flashlight or something like that. So what do you?
I literally wrote it into my bag.
That's good. It doesn't need to necessarily be in the bag. It just needs to be something you could easily or
Yeah.
quickly like get with your character. Horatio, what do you do? By the way, it's about 95 degrees in your tent, and there's no crosswind.
I step
So
outside
either
of
you're
my tent
fully-
with my torch because it's like, oh, air.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna
it
say
was a
you're either
sacrifice that would
fully.
need to be made.
Are you fully? See, you have 2 options. Are you fully clothed and then
Yes.
soaked in sweat? Okay.
Yes.
So basically, it looks like you've been in a river.
Yeah.
at this point, and you. So
if they come for me, I'm ready.
well, you're slippery now.
Yeah.
You got, like, you're wet, so
Yeah.
it works. You turn on your flashlight as you open up
Folly
the tent.
you
Very
so hard.
Yeah, like
Does Peggy
silently,
see the
you open
flashlight
up.
go on?
Well, what happened? Well, hold
Horatio.
on. I'm trying to narrate that. I'm trying to
Okay.
narrate this because you said you were waiting and you were getting it out.
Mhm.
Horatio comes out immediately, turns the flashlight on. What you see, it would be comical if it wasn't so sad in a way. You turn the flashlight on because they don't have like full lights on. You just see like a red light from Bucky's flashlight. Flashlight. It's America, 1980s. It's a flashlight.
Yeah, I was gonna say torch.
So you turn on yours and you see 6 of the popular kids like raccoons. When like yeah, they're like two of the girls have what look to be like really cheap like
Halloween props.
like Halloween, like cut off head, like decapitated heads, like and things, and they're putting blood on it, which looks to be real blood. But then you see the obviously like neon white butcher's blood, like bucket with the hermetic seal top and everything. It even has it written on a stencil, pig blood. Like, it's comical. Like, this is the stupidest thing you've seen as you turn on the light. Bucky, you see it immediately, and you just see the light come on. And hold on.
I just want to point out, as someone who has gathered pig's blood before, that shit is awfully smelly.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna put
Oh
that
yeah.
out there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, 2 of the girls, Stacy and Becky. Stacy C and Becky. I'm going to run with that joke because it's all I've got. It's all I've got.
She's called
That's
Stacey C because she's got a C cup.
Yep. That's their
No,
only
no, no.
person-
They're better than that. Her dad played for implants.
But their only
I know,
personality
I've seen
trait
'em.
is the last letter of their last name. That's all I've given them. But both of them like give a little squeak of it's like scream as the light comes on because they were kind of freaked out. They wouldn't expect this, and everybody else wakes up at this point. And you and Peggy, you hear the scream, a light, and with the way that the light works, you see 3 shadows of the popular kids like bathed across your tent. Which, by the way, give me a brains check because they are holding severed limb props, and the shadows they might not be very good, but the shadows 13. Okay, it was a pretty low DC. It was good. So yeah, you got that does those are.
I'm gonna come out of my tent.
So
My tent as well.
what
Yeah,
point do I wake up?
Now,
Like, is it when
now.
now?
Now
Like,
you
for
hear
like-
2 screams. You hear 2 screams, and unless you want to roll like a brains check to see if you wake up.
Just roll over and go back to bed.
Like a
just
DC
fuck this.
5. Like a DC 5. We'll say that. If you roll, DC 5.
God, I haven't. You don't wake up.
1. Okay. You get an
Kinda
adversity token, by the way. You get 1 adversity token because you failed.
Just fucking...
You start snoring. You just start snoring. This is actually a pretty comfortable cot, like a folding cot that you brought with you. So yeah, you're gonna put a couple of these in your bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Do I
pallets you've been
see-
using.
Do
I
I
had
see
to-
Danny in the in his cot next to my tent?
Just,
I
I had
assume he's
this
nearby.
brilliant.
No,
like,
he's in a pup
movie-
tent.
I had this brilliant movie moment that I was gonna go with, and my goddamn dice killed me.
Don't you love to see it, bruh?
Welcome
He was
to
gonna,
tabletop gaming.
he was gonna suspect that the Ruskies were invading, and he was gonna walk out of his tent. And Roach, you may well recognize this. He was gonna walk out with one of these.
Pulls out an AK because it's ironic.
I'm assuming
One
it's
of
gonna,
these.
Yeah, one
Oh.
of those.
Yeah.
So, well, he's got to have Makarov because then he can use the ammunition from the dead Russians he kills.
Yeah.
That's fucking smart.
Well, I mean, it's
won't be the
it's a flag
Russians. I
toy.
keep telling him, but he won't.
it's a toy, but
Yeah.
you can threaten
Well,
a
the
Russian to
ironic-
get his AK.
Yeah, the ironic thing being, it's a toy, but it does actually shoot flares, and they label it as a toy.
Yeah.
Gotta love the 80s, man.
Yeah, 80s. Health and safety. What's that?
We don't believe
So-
in that shit around here, boy.
So yeah,
health and
Bucky,
safety. What's that? Rubbed up.
you see people start coming out of their tents, and you're pretty sure that wasn't part of the plan.
Was this part of the plan?
No, it wasn't
Bucky!
fucking part of the plan.
Lucky Bucky, what the hell are you and everybody else doing? Stacy A and C and oh god damn it, you guys.
We
are
have
really-
Stacy C.
names.
I think
Yeah,
I know
Stacy
what
A
they were
and Stacy
doing.
C. That's your names. And then
Just
there's
give, like,
Heather.
Let's
Nice-
get
nice
that
to see you, Heather.
Well, Bucky. There's Becky. There's Becky.
Hey,
Stacy,
Becky.
and Becky.
Nice to see you, Becky. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Stacy A, Stacy C, Becky.
Oh, hey, hey, Chad.
You got Bucky, Brock,
And Chad.
Chad.
Yeah.
Chad,
And then the
Jerome. The
no,
one,
no,
No.
it's 1981 in Washington.
Roger?
Chad
Roger?
and Chuck. Buck.
Chad,
Rock,
Chuck.
Chuck.
Yep.
Perfect. Perfect.
Chad
Yeah.
and Chuck, the linebackers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chad, Chuck, and then you got the QB, and you got the whatever the fuck you play.
Running back.
Running back.
Yeah, so you got the QB right, which makes perfect. You're built for each other, man. But you don't think about that because that makes you feel weird.
That stirs weird feelings inside your chest. You're not quite sure what they are yet.
that makes you
Wrong,
that makes
boys,
you feel
definitely
weird.
wrong.
So
And
Mom
it's
says
like
we're
when you
wrong
score and
anyway.
they pat you on the butt afterwards.
yeah,
There's those feelings we're not allowed to talk about in church. Yeah.
Oh boy.
it's the 1980s. So
1980s, guys. Anyone's watching, it's the 1980s.
it's the 1980s. We're not making a comment on what is right and what is wrong, but definitely that mindset is wrong. Is wrong. But
No.
Yeah, no, they're like the Stacys and the Stacy, Becky, and then the football. Like they're all like for a second, the fight and flight thing kind of kicks in, and they think like, oh, should we just beat the shit out of them? But then they kind of
Throw the bucket at him. Throw the bucket at them.
it's not worth
It's
it
mostly
anymore,
empty at this
man.
point too.
Yeah.
Oh.
And by the way, Danny, or you're
Yeah.
asleep. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm asleep.
All of you, Danny's tent is covered in blood.
I just
By the
shrug.
way,
Like,
I
by
just
the way-
assume it's like a camouflage
do
paint
that.
thing.
which, by
did
the
you
way,
guys do that or?
No,
We
they
didn't do
definitely.
that.
Becky definitely took half a thing of one of the buckets
Oh,
and
right,
poured it
okay.
on the tent. Poured it on the tent, and
When Becky
the funny
kind of
thing
nods,
is,
I'd
it's,
go, well, whatever.
it's not neoprene, or it's not plastic or anything like that. That is that is an actual absorbent material fabric that tent is made out of, and it
And
is
he's getting covered in
soaked in
blood.
blood. It is soaked in blood.
I'm just going to
and-
point this out. You will never get the smell of copper out of that tent.
Oh, great.
Just a drip, drip, drip onto your like Chinese water torture. And I'm gonna say at that point you wake up and you
I'm
hear
gonna
them
check.
talking outside.
Right, okay. First of all, I'm going to check what the hell's dripping on me. Do I... It's
You get
obviously
like
blood,
you get
right?
your military flashlight, like the
Yeah.
little L thing. You turn it on and you just see it's red on the tent flap. It's just red.
It's at
Nah.
this point that I stumble out of my tent with said linked pictured item. For anyone who is unaware of what this item is, it is a P-Cat, I think it's called P-Cat Vintage Flare Gun Toy. It's a toy that does actually shoot flares, but it looks like a Makarov pistol.
It's a toy.
Yeah.
I like turn my flashlight towards Danny and I'm like, what the fuck?
So
Danny!
I just like stumble out and start pointing the pistol everywhere, like,
Whoa,
yes,
whoa,
Danny,
whoa!
holy fuck.
Chill out, dude.
Danny, Jesus.
Oh.
That dude's not great. What is slang in the '80s? I am horrible.
Bruh, dude, homie.
Bruh, yeah, bruh.
Bruh.
Oh, no,
Bruh.
No, I'm not buying that
Yeah.
either.
Bro.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
going back to bed.
Dude. That's a good one.
dude.
I'm
yeah,
getting
dude.
snacked.
What are
Whoa!
you all doing here?
The dweeb's got a pistol, man.
Yes,
It's not
call him a
real.
dweeb. That's a good idea. Call the guy with the pistol a dweeb. You
I just look
absolute
at it.
moron.
I just look at it. That's not real. It's fine.
In the middle of the
Totally
night,
not
you
real.
would not actually be able to tell.
Sure looks real, dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've sprayed the orange bit black so it looks more real.
I like point the torch towards him. Does it look real,
I got
Roach?
a 4 on brains.
Give me
That's
a-
my
give me a-
main roll.
Give me a
Do
break.
you have
give me
military training?
I'm gonna say to
I
recognize to recognize it's not. I mean, it's a flare gun. It could definitely kill you. But to recognize it's not a gun. It's a DC 8.
I got a 9.
So,
I got a
9,
7
okay.
after my first dice exploded. I think
Hey.
hey.
Fuck.
You think it's a little sus, but you kind of figured out that math problem that Miss Harrison gave you last week. Like it just came into your head.
Because C, A, and B are the same? Okay. Pythagoras.
The fuck are you talking about, dude?
That's a fake gun.
Oh fuck, man! No, we were gonna fuck with you. That's it. Wasn't we weren't gonna? I mean, they put some pig blood on you or shit like that. You know, like that movie Carrie, which I think was released.
Oh man, this is gonna take me hours to
definitely
clean
out.
out.
If that helps.
It was? Yeah, like the movie Carrie, which is definitely out at this point.
Dude, you know this is like
no
genuine army surplus. You know how hard it is to get one of these? Or...
No?
Yeah, 76. 76 is carry, so we're
Good, got it.
Man,
I'm
this,
exhausted
this-
by the idiocy of this situation. I am going back to bed.
You do that.
I'm
Sid.
upset by the idiocy of your situation. I'm just sounding drunk now.
Right, yeah, you're 3 beers. You're,
Well
you're
done,
4
Bucky.
beers.
That
in.
was a word that more than 3 syllables. I'm very proud of you.
Everybody
What's
give
a
me a brains
syllable?
check.
Everybody give you a
What's
brain
a
check.
silly
Hold on.
ball?
I got one.
Brain.
That's an
Yeah,
adversity token.
I can't
DC
read the
5.
dice with these glasses on, so I have to take them off to read the
Fucking
dice.
damn
You say brains check.
Wow.
Brains check DC 5.
I got an adversity token. Let's put it
Everyone.
that way.
10.
I got a
Yeah.
6. I got a 6.
I got a 2.
Oh boy.
Shit tonight.
I got a 6.
He got a natty 20.
That is okay. That's
Dude, she's making my brain hurt again.
so. Everybody who got above the DC number, you notice Becky's gone.
Okay.
Where'd Becky go?
Cool. Still got
This
that
is news
stuff.
to you, Bucky.
What?
You just look around, and then they're between Stacy, and then Becky's like usually near them, but not.
Yo, where'd Becky go? I'm just turning into a stoner now. Oh my god.
I mean, you're drunk. It's more or less the same thing.
Yeah, it's yeah. I guess so. They're both downers.
Yeah.
Becky's gone.
Like,
Oh,
I mean,
she
she
has
was
gone.
right there, but now she's not right
Where'd
there.
she
which
go?
is-
Like she was just here. That's Stacy A.
Yeah.
I'm not
Sounds
sure.
Checking us again.
Exactly
I'm
the same
still
as
going
Stacy
back to
C.
bed.
Because I only have one voice for them.
Becky!
Like you, if you start like looking out with
They're
your
fucking
flashlight.
with this Jake. Let's just go.
No,
back to
we're
bed.
not. We're totally not.
Yeah,
Listen,
so
I don't
people
think they're
standing
smart
in
enough.
the-
Also,
Sis.
could the man with the toy gun, maybe not toy gun, please put it away?
Sis, let's be honest here, right? They're not smart enough to have 2 plans.
You know
Because I'm
what?
assuming Danny's still pointing it at him. Just the
Fine,
ruined his
we'll
like.
look for Betty. Danny, shoot them.
I just stuff it in the back of
Come on,
my
man! Hey, hey!
just casually stuff the thing in the back of my trousers.
Okay, you all turn on your flashlights.
Come on.
I'll turn on
Also,
your
Danny,
flashlights
you
to
got
start.
some blood.
We're
Right
over
there.
halfway, by the way,
I'm-
Roach.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
aware.
really, really
Good,
bad
we're just
food.
getting
Take off
into-
the red bit of your flashlight. We're already
So
awake.
let's go ahead and let's do a midpoint break.
Okay, back in 2.
Back in 5.
We'll be
Okay.
back in a moment once we've. So take this time to go grab yourself something to eat or drink or whatever. We will be back in a moment.
Need food.
My nose hurts from the nose pads on the glasses.
Right, I'm back.
So unfair.
So unfair, dude.
Hate you all.
Yeah, you do. We know. If you didn't hate us all, we wouldn't be doing it right.
You look. Red now is dressed like she listens to my kind of music. Is the problem?
No, I'm trying to look like Kevin the teenager. You're too young.
Kevin and Perry go large.
No comment.
I'm too young for that. Yeah. My brother Kevin though isn't.
Oh,
Hence why it's acceptable for him to be called Kevin.
I would have been Kevin if I was a boy. My mother and father kindly informed me.
I would have been Phoebe if I was a girl.
Oh, that's cute. It would have been Michelle for me, or Michaela. So.
Michaela.
So they just added LE to the end.
Yep. Like, listen, we've got the name sorted, so Michael or Michelle or Michaela.
It's the easiest way to try it. Gender neutral name.
Okay,
or one that
I'm
has
back.
2 versions.
Right, I'm gonna bring us back in as well.
I am super surprised, by the way, how hard it is to read the numbers on the dice through these blue tinted lenses. It's impressive.
No one
See,
else
mine
is
are just
surprised.
smoked, but it's still pretty hard for me. But it's not hard anymore
Because you've
because
changed.
Wait.
it changed.
Oh no!
Greetings and salutations. Hi.
I can't. Yeah, yeah.
We'd have been friends.
Yeah.
Oh no, you sound like Henry Crabgrass.
I hate.
Henry Crabgrass.
I quite literally.
hate
I am wearing suspenders for the
Consent,
first time in my life. These are real.
Oh.
I hate it.
suspenders.
I hate it. I hate
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
I own
I-
many tags.
I would have also had a pocket protector, but I physically could not find one within my town. There.
It's no longer the
They're that
1980s.
Do you have
Roach.
one of those mini calculators that also goes in
No.
the pocket?
I mean, yeah. My phone. Yeah. Whoa.
Nerd!
Correct.
It's a good one there, Bucky. It's good.
No, you see, this is Rod's like
This is
brother.
This is I would have been if I
Yeah.
lived in the 80s.
No, you see, this is Rod's brother.
By the way,
Roger.
Medical gauze and tape because I could not.
We
find
did
white
figure
tape
out what
anywhere.
the Shadowlands. We did figure out what the movie was. It was Kong Skull
Kong
Island.
Skull Island, a masterpiece of 2017.
Has anyone
Absolute
actually
mess.
seen that film? Has
I have,
actually-
yeah.
Not a
Okay.
minute.
I have,
Not
it's
a
pretty
minute.
good.
The only
It's
thing I
actually
know
okay.
about it is the Asian release poster was so much better than
The British,
like
and
the
EU,
British
UK
and American.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate these suspenders. By the way, this feels like how did
Hell.
anybody live? How did anybody live through this?
Do you have them
Well,
crossed at the back? Like they should.
They only come crossed in the back. They've got like a little.
Oh.
They got the little leather patch in the back.
I only wore braces through sixth form.
Of
They're
course you
fine.
did. You're a fucking hipster.
Listen, it's
Braces and
okay
bow
for
ties.
you. It's okay for you, Mitch, because you're a hipster, and it was like 2016 or 17. This
I
is
was
the
at uni
80s.
by that. No, I was at uni by that.
No,
point.
you were
Okay,
not. Stop lying to
2014.
us.
I went.
The only time I've seen somebody wear these, like not in a costume or anything like that, has been my
I'd almost
80
graduated uni
my-
by that point.
85-year-old grandfather. Though his were leather and like designer.
I started uni
still-
and finished sixth form in 2015, Mikey.
So
Lies.
we pick
Slander.
up we pick up the game back.
Other way around.
Boring.
Finished sixth form and started uni.
Barring
not
my-
finished uni and started sixth
Barring
form.
my costume change, and now Rod has decided to nap for the rest of the night because
The
what he
the
does.
substance hit him quite hard.
that's what he does. I mean, he's got a bead curtain in his van, so he just sleeps there. Because
He's leaving his younger
he's in the
brother
parking lot
Rooney
in the
to
parking
take
lot
over.
of the Motel 6, but he never buys a room in the Motel 6. He just sleeps in the van.
Yep.
And just gives the owner of the Motel 6 just, premium prices on his bootleg 8-track tapes.
And his like beer.
And I am the algebra teacher of the. I am the algebra
I'm Peggy's
teacher.
favorite teacher.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. Though you didn't get the highest on the last test, so we're gonna have to work on that. I think that went to
You look more like a student than a teacher. Not gonna lie. You need a big Mr. Rogers jumper to be the teacher.
the beard, and the mustache. I couldn't shave
Yeah,
midstream.
You could though. You could have like near.
I could have. I definitely could have, but I wasn't.
I have the perfect algebra teacher jumper. Hold on, I'll get it. It won't take me 2 seconds.
I quite literally had an algebra teacher that looked like this. I'm gonna point out, like
I mean,
obviously,
you live in
the
America,
white
man.
tape. The white
You
tape
know?
is a little much, but still. We come back to the game once Midge gets back here. We
With
come
a
back to the
jumper.
game with the jumper, yes, which I'm assuming is a sweater because you speak a different language at
English,
this point.
as it's supposed to be spelled.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna point out, people in the British Isles called
The perfect algebra teacher jumper, matched with a patched tweed blazer. There you go.
The fact you own those.
Hipster Midge.
Yeah.
Just a hipster. Well, he's got to be an actor. I mean, he's an actor, so he's got to be able to play every single role so that he can survive.
Except this one. I can't play this one.
You totally
cannot
could
never
play
play
this.
them.
You could
Oh,
totally
except for the
play it.
one-
You're doing
No, he
great
couldn't.
being just the worst.
Yeah, he could play it if it was like a voicing gig, but he couldn't do it physically.
No, I couldn't do it as a voicing gig. I could probably do it physically.
Reverse. Either way, we come back. Becky's missing, and you've all decided that, you know what, they're too stupid to pull one over on you twice, so you're going to help. I'm going to need everybody to make another brains check to look around. If you're helping, DC is 8.
I'm just getting these adversity tokens.
5.
Like,
10.
I got a 4, so is that an adversity token?
What's your dice? Like what are you
D10.
rolling?
Oh, it's D10, is it?
No, yours is D20.
No.
Oh, mine's D20. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I just
no,
rolled another 1 on my D4. Is that an adversity token?
I'm gonna say critical failures give a diversity token, so we'll work through that.
Okay.
This isn't Bucky's night.
I've got 4 already.
It's gonna come really great whenever. No, if you critically failed, you get an adversity token. Who beat an 8 on their roll?
I got
Okay,
10.
of course you did. Of course you did. Perfect student. This is weird.
How did I beat her in math class? I don't know.
You. Can come up with
I
that.
have a record of every roll that I made tonight, right? I rolled 7, 1, 2, 1.
There you go. So, Peggy,
Yes, sir.
you're helping out. You've finally decided I'm going to take this white tape off, because it's literally just medical gauze taped around the edge because I couldn't find white tape. So yeah, now I look a little bit more like an algebra teacher. Though I need the grandpa glasses that go down to my cheek. That would have been better. But either way, I'm a stylish one. I'm the cool teacher. Because math's fun.
Cool and teacher don't go in the same sentence.
My little
You're not
sister
supposed to be in
this way.
algebra class. You have not gotten that far.
You're in a
No, I'm in her algebra class because I've been held back 2 years.
No, I'm up 2 classes.
She's up 2 classes. She's in your grade group. Because
You're
she's
in
so-
Danny's algebra class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think
That's how I
I'm
know
stuck
you.
in- You think I'm stuck in here with you? You're stuck in here with me. So.
Yes, sir.
You find as you're going around, and it's hard to tell because there's so much of this shit. They brought must be 2 trash bags worth of old Halloween stuff. and a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood around, but this one's weird. Pig blood's like super dark. It's old. Like this isn't fresh pig blood. But you got as you walk out of the campsite a little bit, just trying to look around. What'd you roll, by the way? You out of DC was 8. What'd you 10? Okay.
10.
So you walk out a little bit and you find far away from the rest of the spattered blood that they put down, fresh crimson blood, not dark red. Crimson blood splattered against a tree. And a handprint on one of the limbs.
Does the handprint
And by
look
limbs,
human?
I mean by the handprint on the limbs, I mean the limbs of the tree, not one
We
of
assumed,
these.
Roach. We assumed.
There's just a
But
limb
it-
on the floor.
Yeah, does the
I'm gonna
handprint look
make
human?
an assumption. Danny, can you
Yeah.
come down here and let the others follow you, but you definitely first?
You know that the point man's the most likely to die in any combat situation.
I'm the point man. I'm already here.
Okay.
Actually, it's the guy who's in second.
She makes
Why am I
a-
listening to nerds?
Why are we debating this?
Do you want to find your friend?
I guess.
I mean,
Kind of.
yeah.
Maybe.
Her dad does have like a lot of liquor in the cabinet, and he doesn't know how to lock it, so yeah.
Anyway, Danny first, please.
Fine. I take the pistol out again and like have it like ready in that
Okay.
really
what you
awkward
what you
teenager
think
way.
is a ready position?
Yeah.
I've picked up my baseball bat.
Okay.
think I-
Yeah, you got your baseball bat. It's on your shoulder. You know.
I'm gonna-
Yeah, I'm assuming I brought my rucksack. Anyway,
He's trying not to show it, but Bucky's a little freaked out.
Yeah.
so Danny, there's
Ozzy, how you doing?
there's red, like it looks like blood to me. There's a handprint. Are you any good at tracking? I assume because I've never been hunting.
Yeah.
Channeled a man named Have you ever heard of a man named Ustenya? He is
it-
he is legend in the
Ustenya,
Russian
right.
special forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can
Yeah,
get
They got
drunk on
You
one
read a
bottle of
magazine
table
article
wine.
about him.
He's
one
like
time.
like Spetsnaz
Yeah.
veteran.
You don't
So-
know what, but you don't know why, but you got connection to him. You got connection to him, and you know one of these days you're gonna have to fight him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Some people assume that he's the one that killed JFK. Like,
Yeah.
It was,
That sounds
for
like that's
God's
more-
sake, it wasn't him who killed JFK. It was the CIA. It was obvious.
So
I love my fiance like this. It's so much fun.
I haven't noticed a difference between him and normal rival.
I haven't been given an opening to go full.
Full Alex Jones.
He's been practicing on me.
I'm kind of
It's been
bummed that the
fun.
microphone covers my strategically placed pencils and pens that I cannot.
It's upsetting.
It
Yeah.
is because I mean it pulls the whole thing together. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
With
It's
the white
beautiful.
bit like in the front. Yeah, no, it's a wasted potential. I will say the Rod costume, perfection. So, Danny, you want to help track.
Yeah.
You want to see what's going on. You can see what she's talking about now that it's been pointed out to you. This is fresh-ish. Like this is fresher than the blood that those idiots put down. And this handprint.
When I get there, is that handprint human?
yeah,
Question.
it looks human.
How in the fuck has the weird loner got D12 in charm but D10 in brains?
Wait, you have
Uh,
a D12 in charm?
Yeah, I've got D12 in charm.
Bruh?
Charm doesn't necessarily.
Because
Charm
you're
doesn't necessarily.
mysterious and
Yeah.
shit and
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
yeah.
Heathers. It's JD.
Yeah. Well,
The school is society.
I guess so, but without the direct murder. Hopefully. We'll see how this
I
night
mean,
goes.
we don't know
Have
about
you
that
ever
one.
seen
yet.
the faculty?
We're
That's
not
true.
at the end of this yet.
So, go ahead and roll. You know what? Actually, I want you to roll a grit, because this isn't necessarily about you being able to intellectually track, but this is more about your determination to keep on the trail.
Oh,
I don't want to.
It's a low
So
DC though, because
unfair.
it's pretty apparent, so it's only going to be a 5.
guess what I rolled?
A
One.
1,
No.
A 5.
2.
Yes.
Push up.
What the fuck is happening? 1, 2, 1, 2.
I want to look up adversity tokens just to make sure we're not like wasting them or anything.
No,
Or
you
not
can use them whenever you fail, I believe, to add a +1.
add a +1, and you can keep adding them too.
Yeah,
as
so
many as have.
Mage has like 6 of them, so he could add a +6 to a roll if you wanted.
I think you have 2, don't you, Danny?
I have
You can add
1.
2 to that, and you only get a minor failure, which
Yeah.
still lets things. You know.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that.
Okay, so you get a 4. All right, so that's how adversity tokens work. You go on for a bit, and like everybody, it's like mystery. It's like the mystery gang in a way. Like everybody's like really close to each other. Nobody wants to
I am
admit. this.
not Daphne.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bucky.
Why not Daphne? Why not
It's
Daphne's the
Scooby-Doo.
hottest one?
Incorrect.
Daphne's
Red.
the smart one.
Zoink!
Velma.
She's smart, but she's also the hottest because she's smart.
Yeah. Velma's the
Yeah.
best looking one, and she's also the hottest one. And she's
And
also
the
the
shortest
smartest one.
skirt.
This is very
He's
true
got
as
a
well.
good point here, man.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, Daphne. She's just pretty face.
I said I wasn't Daphne.
You are Velma. Welcome to the crew.
I
Velma.
want to be Velma.
I got that mixed in my
Oh.
head.
I can
Because-
spend. Okay, I can spend 2 adversity points to re-roll because I'm lucky. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, you're Velma. You're not Daphne. Yeah, that works because Yeah.
And it means
it's
I'm
been a
not
long
mixed
time.
up with that Fred because he's just a tall blonde twat.
The thing
Anyway,
is,
Oh,
though,
he's
the thing
Bucky.
is, when they split up,
What?
when they split up, they always go with Fred, and not Shaggy and Scooby.
But you see,
not
it
pointed
does
out.
happen every now and again where Velma will go with Shaggy and Scooby, but it's rare. It's very rare.
It's very rare.
But
It's very
in
rare.
those times, she'll lose her glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Danny, you track for a while. It's a very minor failure at that point. It's only 1 point below the DC. So, the mystery gangs come behind you. They're all like you're all really bunched up. There's no spacing here. One grenade takes you all out. But you go on for a while. The campsite has receded behind you into the darkness. As almost everybody has a flashlight, except for most of the popular kids. Stacy and Stacy don't have a flashlight at all, and they're just kind of depending on who's the third football player we came up with.
Chad.
He's
Chad.
using a lighter.
Chad.
Chad,
Well-
Chuck, Bucky, Barack. Got it.
Or one person.
I love
That
that
is
this is
well
I love
Yes.
that this is a very
You know what we should have
communal-based
done?
game
We
where
should
we
have
can
had
all help.
Bucky and Steve.
No, because then we're going to be dealing with the fan fiction. Then we're going to be dealing with the fan fiction writers, and it's just going to get weird.
Very
we already
quickly.
have.
It'll get weird very quickly.
Oh, I'm
Very
getting those
quickly.
feelings. I'm not allowed to feel in church again.
Oh! Yeah. So, Danny, you track for about like 10 minutes until you get to a small clearing in the forest, and the blood doesn't end. Instead, it gets a lot more, and bits are now mixed into the blood in the middle of this clearing. And as you kind of, pull in frame, set on the dark clearing, as flashlights come up in through the clearing, and then it reveals Becky's body.
I stop. I turn around and go, "Oh, come on, guys! Really? You pour blood over my tent, and now you're going to try and pull this off
Can
on
I
us?"
have a look at the body? Because I'm still pretty much with Danny.
Yeah, basically, you're at the edge of the clearing, and you just saw that come up there, and split second appraisal of this. You think the same thing initially. It's just like, oh, they're fucking with us.
I keep my torch
it's
on the
like-
body.
It's
like,
like
okay.
super over the top, like a movie. Like her face is like in a pain scream that never ends. Her eyes are dead, and she's got like her arm at a weird angle and her legs at a weird angle. You know, stereotypical thing. Then, because you have such a high innate brain score, you immediately think, "Wow, it's been a while since you took a breath." And then you turn Stacy, Buck, Brock, Chuck, and Chad. Nailed it.
And that's why Becky's part of the drama club. Yeah.
Jakey, keep the girls at the back.
I'm pretty sure she's dead.
No, I'm gonna have a look at her.
Where?
Yes, I'm sure we can put the intestines back in. We can make the heart stop beating again. There's some alien
Horatio,
tech that can help with that.
Horatio, go with
understand
my
what's going
sister,
on.
and if you let anything happen to her, I'll break your legs myself.
I'm sorry. Who are you talking to again?
Horatio.
I give a crap what you think.
I don't expect you to. I expect you to be careful and look after my sister while I am
Why?
taking
That
care of
works.
her.
You're here. That's your job.
Right then, you can stand here and try and look after these nerds for a second.
All
while
right,
I go.
kids.
The teacher just emerges from the tree line.
Sir, I've got it. I know the
Yeah,
answer.
Mr.
Sir,
Harrison.
please,
Mr.
take
Harrison
me,
comes
take
out there.
me.
I don't know what the first name I came up with, but we're gonna go with Mr. Harrison. He just comes out. What's going on, kids?
Would you like some pudding?
It's gonna be one of those really weird American names where it's like it should be a last name as a first name, so it's like Carlwood Harrison.
Carlwood Harrison. Yeah. I'm from Seattle. Yeah. No.
Hipster, even in the 80s.
So no, just nerd at this point. Who's going out to the body? Okay. So you both head out into the center of the clearing. It's not that big, maybe about 10, 15 feet across from end to end. Her body, is like right in the center of it. And as you get closer, you can tell, initial appraisal, those legs aren't like supposed to bend that way. And
How is she so flexible?
and that scream of pain that'll never end on the face, that's definitely not acting. That is she's dead.
Is there any entrails?
Yeah.
No, actually, her body is
injuries?
remarkably intact for what you assume to be a pretty like a pretty bad injury, or multiple injuries at this point. Though you can see a couple of telltale signs. I'll say this just because it's pretty simple to figure out here. The different, like her arms and legs have punctures in them, which is where the blood seems to have come from.
Like teeth or claws or man-made. Like
You see
needles.
three punctures equidistant on every limb.
Pitchfork, gnarly.
No, like radially.
Oh.
Like they've been
equidistant.
bitten.
Do they look like teeth
Like
to you?
Like
No,
if my
they look like
hands
puncture
were
marks in
long
their
enough, it'd be like,
From
when
teeth.
you're going to grab.
Well, I mean, it might be. I mean, there was some talk back in the 1960s of the army trying to use animals as attack variants. Couldn't control them.
Give me a brains check, both of you, since you're out here and you're like looking around and you've got your flashlights out. DC
18.
5.
2. Shit.
18.
So,
Okay.
I've got my
at this
back
point.
to I got my back to a tree, and I'm watching the group that's left over at the edge of the clearing.
Yeah, most of the popular kids don't seem to have noticed yet because you've kind of kept them away from it. So Stacy and Stacy, you're just talking about
Who are they going to bang that weekend?
hair.
The
I don't
new
know.
Dolly Parton album.
Dolly Parton. Probably worse.
Nine-
Yeah.
9 to 5 released this year.
Oh, cool.
Shit. Well, you know.
Hey. On
Found
top
that
of
out
it,
at the weekend.
Horatio, you look out.
Mhm.
This isn't like a clearing in the middle of the forest. This is a clearing right with a little bit of forest on the edge of it that goes into a larger clearing.
Huh.
One you know, because you saw it on the way out here.
farm.
The Carlson farm.
I have a theory.
The cow did it.
Damn it.
I have a theory, a horror theory.
Do you have a theory?
I have a theory, but everyone says my theories are stupid and they're unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever said that to you. So
Good
please
point.
tell me your theory.
Maybe the reason that Mr. Carlson, or whatever his blooming name is, didn't want to leave his farm was because he was keeping something sated in the forest.
You walked the cow out.
No, I was thinking he's a werewolf.
The cow's a sacrifice. I've walked over at this point. Nobody's noticed.
I probably noticed, but I just didn't care.
Sacrifices don't work. The Mayans figured that out.
This is some
Jeez,
cult
man.
shit, man.
I totally noticed, but I didn't care. I'm like, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
He's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becky,
Don't
you,
worry,
you,
Bucky.
Bucky,
She's going to get back
Bucky,
up in a couple of minutes.
Becky, you notice, Bucky, you notice Becky. There we go. Hey, I'm getting
That's
rid of
more
it now. I'm
confused
getting rid of her.
feelings. No, you're not allowed. There's more
Yeah,
confused feelings.
I'm getting rid of her now for this reason. For this reason.
I'm
You
only
see her-
Becky on the weekends. God.
Yeah, you see Becky on the ground, and then you roll a brains check.
Oh no.
What's the
Roll a
DC?
4. Come on.
Please, what's DC?
Exploded. Exploded.
Ooh!
11.
11.
Nice!
Hot
Very
damn.
well done. Eh?
Hot damn.
2 4s and a 3.
Yeah, 2 4s and a 3. You look down at her. Look up at the Carlson farm. Look down at her. Remember what happened. Look down at her. Carlson farm. Your brain's like at about 98%. Your brain runtime's at 98%. It's really stressing that cooling fan right now.
You're really stressing that single
What?
single core 1 gigahertz
Yeah.
processor right now.
The monkey
think?
clacking is going.
And you see
The hourglass keeps
something
going up
they
and down.
didn't see. The blood doesn't go to the Carlson farm after this. There is a smaller blood patch that goes away from the body. And you bring up your flashlight, kind of do the movie trope thing where you're kind of like going along the bloodstream. And then it goes vertically up a large tree. And then you see it. About 10 feet up, somewhat above the center of the clearing, you see a pale, humanoid form, almost neon white, almost transparent white, with a slightly larger than normal head and large, dark black almond eyes, a little bit like maybe 2 times bigger for the face than normal, and like a scrunched in nose.
It's a freaking Wendigo!
Scrunched in. No, it's not. The proportions of all the limbs are exactly correct for a human. And it's crouching on a limb as you bring your light up and you see like the non-pupillated eyes looking down at you
Can
without
I
blinking.
follow Bucky's light? Because
Yeah, you
it
do the
looks like he
same as you
almost
look
had a
up
thought.
there. Yeah, you do the same as you look up there and you begin seeing it as well. And in the split second that you both look at it and like your brains are going like,
That's
what's
weird.
that? Yeah, the thing's mouth, which has been closed, doesn't have any lips, by the way. It's just like a closed, like
Nosferatu, just fucking.
yeah, it's like it's
Get it a light switch.
it opens its mouth opens slightly, it peels back what would be lips, and you see transparent teeth inside of its mouth, and it begins going.
I yeet my flashlight at it.
I shoot it.
I
I
run.
shoot my flare at it.
I
I'm gonna
run
yeet-
okay.
towards
I'm gonna
my
yeet my
brother, take him
flashlight
by
at
the
him.
hand and
Hold
keep
on.
running.
We're gonna work through this. There is no initiative system in this game, so we're narrating this. So Peggy's running, Danny's shooting it, and Bucky is just throwing a flashlight at it. So
Horatio's there too.
Horatio's there too. Horatio, what are you doing during this? Were you just like looking at the body, looking at the farm, like thinking your strategy, or what were you thinking?
Camera.
Okay,
God.
so
You,
so
you
the,
remember
so the
Nick
flare.
Frost in Shaun of the Dead?
So the flare, the flashlight, and the flash of the camera all hit at the same time. But here's what's gonna happen. So I need you to open up blank character sheets so I can keep my damn I can make sure I remember all the stats here. Because I'm not
And
used to
names.
this. So
Remember, Brock, Chuck, and
The
Chad
two
are still
Stacys.
alive.
well, no,
and two
it's
Stacys.
it's Bucky Brock, Chuck, Chad, Stacy, and Becky. Well, Becky,
Becky's dead.
yeah, Becky's dead. So,
Becky with the brains out now.
yeah, Becky yeah. So, let's do the first one first. So the light flashes in its eyes, which means it's going to take actually a negative to its next couple of rolls because it's blinded. And let's go with the flashlight first. So I'm gonna have you roll your brawn for that.
I
'Cause you're
did.
using your strength to do that. The DC is gonna be versus his flight
Not bad.
that he's gonna be rolling.
I've rolled an
it's versus.
18.
Okay, he gets a D10 for his, so he could.
So
You also got a +1 because you're rebellious.
yeah, I already, I've already
Ah.
done that. Yeah. I've already got my teen bonus.
Okay, that's a 3.
So it's a 17 with a +1, so I got an 18.
Okay, so defender's roll is I got a 3, you got an 18.
So I'm 15 ahead. That's
15
the
ahead,
lowest it can be.
So narrative control. The attacker has full control over the narrative. They explain what the defender does in response to the attack and how ineffective the response is.
Yeah.
So
Right.
go ahead and narrate that for me. So
So
throw
you,
you
you
yeet
see-
a flashlight.
you see Brock, like he's not a quarterback, but he's got some form on this. There, he throws it, and the flashlight spins in the air, and then just completely
This
clacks
is a
into
1980s flashlight.
yeah,
so
metal
it's
flashlight. Yeah, it's a hefty.
hefty.
It's one of my mother's my mom's spare like metal
Police
flashlights.
flashlight.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the ones with the
yeah, the-
baton that you can. Just...
Yeah, exactly. And I want to get it in one of those almond beady eyes, just crack straight into like sort of where the eye socket
ocular,
bone is, the
yeah.
ocular bone is, and crack down into it.
Okay, so that is what happens because you have full narrative control over the attack and the effect.
Yeah.
And what does it do? What's its response?
then
And how does that fail?
I think at this point as well, it like so where I've hit it. It's bounced back, and I run to catch it. So I've still got my flashlight because although my character's
You probably
reckless,
got
I
good
just
hands.
for a moment I went, "Wait, I need that."
Yeah. By the way, that's just like creating a spinning beacon of light through the air as it goes
But
through.
I'm guessing it reacts with pain and goes and maybe jostles
Well, the
about in
reaction
air.
the reaction is what it does to avoid the damage, and because you have narrative control, you can say how that fails. But I'm just gonna say because it's blinded.
Yeah.
That's how the attack system works in there. But I'm gonna say because it's blinded because of the flash from Horatio's camera, which is a full 1980s flash or
Yeah.
something like that. Like just those things are massive, like massive amounts of light coming out.
Yeah,
of that
I've
thing.
got one. Yeah.
Yeah. It hits it, it's blinded, it doesn't have a reaction, it doesn't know it's coming, and just out of the whiteness of what it's probably seeing, the flashlight just strikes its head, and you hear like a sickening crack in that skull. And the flashlight does like a ricochet out, like a
They are rival. I yeeted something at a
Yeah.
bad guy again this Halloween. I did it last. I promised I'd do it this time.
The funny thing is, because of the way that the effect works on 10 or greater against the attacker and defender's roll, he's dead.
You killed
Quite literally, the first attack of the game, again, Halloween game, Midge kills the first baddie, 1 round. 1 round. It's tradition. At this point, we have to do it every fucking game.
And as I catch it, I'm gonna put it in the air and just go chop chop.
So the creature, sickening cracking, just hear as it goes down and hits about 3 or 4 branches on the way down with a lot more weight than it physically should have from its size, and just like a thud on the ground. And the thud on the ground, it's broken by its broken arm. So the arm hits first and just kind of folds up underneath its weight.
Oh,
And it kind of does that little twitch thing before slacking. And then you go, chop, chop! And you just hear, chop, 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 chop.
I know, I thought you
chop,
meant
chop.
they were replying in the background to the other jokes.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing
Chop,
that.
chop!
No, you just hear the chop, chop echoing
echo.
in this,
And then
this
think
forest.
back.
Hooray, Danny, you fire the flare. It was in mid-flight as the flashlight hit, and it just goes into the sky, like at an angle. And it's just illuminating the ground. It's illuminating the ground. I need everybody to make a very easy. This is only going to be a DC 4.
Watch me
brains
fire
check. Brains check.
I failed.
16.
I got 3.
16.
Got a 5.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I got a 3.
I got a 4.
No, these dice are being evil. I do not trust this dice.
Dice,
What'd you
roll.
get?
New dice.
Get some new dice. Get some new dice. Get some new dice.
3.
Got a
You
three.
sacrifice those dice.
That's not bad because that means you only lost by 1, which is character
but-
fails, but not 2.
I haven't
badly.
succeeded anything tonight.
Oh,
Not
so-
one.
So,
Hey.
well, hey, you just hey, it makes sense for both of you to fail because one, Bucky just killed something, which means blood's up, and not only that, he chucked a flashlight like the quarterback, and then caught it like a running back, which is awesome. The coach would be proud of him right there. And you just saw about $30 worth of flare just do nothing. Just do nothing. And you're thinking, because you're not rich. You're not rich, and you only have. I'm gonna say you only have 2 of those spare in your like to put it back on. I'm gonna hard cap you on how many.
I
you
know.
have.
I was gonna go with that was it. That's what
Yeah.
you've given me.
No, I'm giving you a little extra. I'm giving you a little extra. You got 2 more, but you just saw that, so you're like thinking like, oh God, what did I do? All the rest of you see reflected in the eerie. I'm gonna guess red light of the flare in the sky. About 3 more of these things in other trees, a little further into the forest, and the light doesn't seem to affect them. But as the echo comes out, you can see them all. They weren't looking at the clearing. They all go.
Run.
Yeah, all of us run at that point.
So where are
I
you
don't
running?
see
You're
this.
currently.
Heading back to the campsite.
You hear it.
Heading back
So
to my
you've got-
car.
You've got the Well, the car is about an hour's hike away because you had to hike out here to the campsite.
We should run to
so
the
there's
farmhouse.
parking lot.
Yeah,
you've got- You
farmhouse.
can go back to.
Yeah.
You can go
Yeah,
deeper
right.
into the forest campsite or farmhouse is like your main choices. So what do you? want to
Farmhouse.
do?
Farmhouse.
Farmhouse.
We need an adult.
Okay.
Farmhouse.
And he might actually have like
We
he
need
might
an
have
adult.
might have
I am an adult.
he might actually have like maybe not a cell
Shotgun.
phone, but like an actual house phone or something. Who knows?
Like a house
Right,
phone.
yeah.
I'm gonna point out you see no
Telephone wire.
you see no lights out here. You see the light of what you can assume to be a fireplace in the main building because there is smoke still coming out of the smokestack.
But it is late, so he's probably gone to bed.
It is late. So you
like, I'll
but by
break
the
in.
way, there was also just recently a scream of death by the creature, chop chop, and a flare going off in the sky. So
That man might have woken up to PTSD flashbacks. Is all I'm going to say.
there's some options there. So you start booking it out there. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. Well, I just want to roll
mean,
because
All the
so
jocks
you've
need
got
to
we got
run.
Stacy, Chad, Chuck, Brock.
Our flight, a jock's flight is a D20. Just
Okay.
oh no, D8. That's yeah. we got
I
D8.
have D20.
They're not going to run away from stuff.
Now we're
That's
gonna
not
fight
fair
a
enough.
D12 and a brawn of a
So
D20.
for reference, what I just rolled here was to see if they had the brains to follow the group. So they had a D4 of brains, except for Stacy C, who has a D6.
Oh, bless her. She
Yeah.
wanna be.
You know, she's it's the people think of the implants, but she's more complicated. So but it didn't matter because that's a
God, I
1,
just
1,
had-
2.
Keep having
3, and
Heather's
4.
flashbacks.
So that's a 1, 1, 2, 3, and a 4. So it's quite literally the
Or it
worst
does
rolls I could've
explode
made.
unless it's a
So
D6.
I don't see this either because I
It was
failed my
D6.
sight check as well.
It was the
so-
D6. No, Stacy C does follow the group. All the rest of them, though, go back towards the campsite. So immediate break in the party. Which I'm just gonna go ahead. Okay.
Yep, they're all
So
dead.
something's following you as you break out into the opening.
I take
into
it
the
someone else
open
has
air.
pointed out that there's more creatures for me, right? 'Cause
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't see
100%. Yeah, yep.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. As you're going through, but you actually hear a animalistic scream. It's weird. It's human. It's like a human voice, but it's animalistic screeching, like two creatures in the forest. But then you hear maybe about 30, 40 feet behind you as you're all sprinting towards the farmhouse. You hear just not two-legged pursuit, but like a four-legged pursuit, like an ape gait. Yeah, as you come.
Who's the cat?
but
I'm the
it's-
cat. Who's the cat? I'm the cat.
But
Who's the
it's
cat?
but it's a little bit less menacing since it's basically it's like wet grass that they're going on, so it's like
It's like a
as
gallop.
you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're coming. You can hear at least one coming behind you, and you're running towards the farmhouse. I'm gonna need everybody to roll a flight.
Oh boy,
check.
I think I'm a D12 in this.
I'm a D12.
D8.
I'm
I'm a D8.
Yep, D12.
I got a 7. I got a 7 on my D8.
There it is.
12.
Oh, plus one, which is an 8.
I
Oh,
got
no,
a
sorry,
10.
I misread that. No, it's just a
I'm
7.
a
It's just a
D10.
7. It's
You're a
just a
D10.
7.
Okay, DC is 8.
I got a 10.
Oh, fuck. I
And
got a
it's plus
7.
1 because we're.
You can spend an
teenagers.
anniversary token to add a +1.
Shit.
Oh, no,
Fine.
I can. Yeah, I mean, I can.
Eight.
You can just
I've
add a
got
+1
4 of
and
them.
pass it. You can
I've
just
got
add one and
4 of
pass.
them, yeah. I've got an 8. I'll pass, please.
8.
I want to get away.
8.
Oh no,
and you
7. Shit, 7.
Okay. All right.
You don't? Do you have an anniversary token to spend?
No.
Excuse me.
So what happens is you
Oh,
are
Mage, you can spend an anniversary token to increase your roll by 3 because you have protective.
When defending one of my friends.
Ah,
I'm not defending
incorrect.
her.
Incorrect. Not defending. You're all
I
running
ain't
for the light.
defending your sister, man!
So you're all running. You're
Wow.
running. It's going quickly. Something's catching up. Not Becky. Peggy, you are falling behind a little bit. This is a lot of exercise right now. And it's been a while. You opted the last like 2 weeks of PE class to just write the papers that you have an option of doing without so you don't have to actually go out. So it's been a while. So it's catching up, but it rolled shitty. So the maintain distance, it's starting to lose steam a little bit too. And you are probably about 30 feet from the front door of this. Now that you're closer, it's white trash central kind of house. Like there's a lot of trash. There's a lot of trash, there's an old like Ford pickup from the 40s, rusted out nearby, and just like tires and shit. But the door doesn't look that sturdy. What do you want to do? Do you want to knock, or are you just gonna barrel into that door? What's your option? What are you guys picking as a group? Because I'm gonna leave it up to you as a group. Like,
Roll the
majority roll.
highest on that roll.
Yeah, who
I
got
rolled
there
I-
quickest?
I
Who
think it
got
was.
that?
I think it was Horatio, right?
I got
Uh,
12.
12. Horatio got 10.
Hey.
Right? 8.
You got
Okay,
8.
so Horatio.
I got
12.
10.
So Horatio, what are you gonna do? Because you're the first one there.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
He got a 12. You got a 10.
Yeah, you're the first one there.
Oh,
so
no,
you got
Not her. Danny. Sorry. Fucking.
Right,
I'll get
okay.
it. I'll get it. Danny.
I'm not really a jock type. I'm not gonna shoulder barge and nothing. I'm just gonna go bang 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 bang, bang on the door.
Listen. Okay.
Yeah.
Make a charm check.
Oh dear.
Well, he's got charm bonus.
He's got a D20 on that.
Yeah, he's got a D12. I
It's
think
his
a
best.
D12.
It's one of his best stats.
Exploded.
Yay!
Okay. Okay, it's pretty
That's
high
an-
roll,
that-
so you needed
That's
this.
an exploded D20.
So that's 24.
Isn't it?
D12.
Oh, the
D12.
D12.
So he's got 24 so far.
And plus 2. 20.
So tw-
26.
26. Okay.
So
So
you just went, what?
so basically, so Danny, you get to the door. You get to the door and you plan on knocking, but your first knock is kind of carried with the weight of your sprinting. So your first knock is just a big boom against that door, and like it kind of you're kind of half shoulder checked it a little bit, and then you're just like you're doing the like if there was a camera movement for this, if this was a movie, like your knocks would be like Jack in The Shining's axe things. The camera's following your hand into the doors. You're going, no, let us in. And you hear shit
Here's
knocking
Danny.
off the wall. You hear shit knocking off of the wall and breaking on the inside. Is how hard you're hitting this. It takes but a few seconds of what was probably somebody who was enjoying a late night dinner or something in their firelit main room because they have no electricity. The door reaches open and you see a very kind of spry old man, like he's wearing like a wife beater, like a sleeveless
vest.
white vest shirt with suspenders and a like pair of like khaki pants.
Stand up.
He hasn't shaved in a while,
Stand up.
and I have khakis on. Yes, not me. But he hasn't shaved in a while, and it's pure white hair at that point. And he just looks at you and he goes, "What the hell's going on?" as
Oh boy, it's that guy. Yeah.
yeah,
The old
basically,
guy from Monster House, yeah.
Yeah.
basically, what the hell's going on?
Everyone barrels in the door.
Nevercracker.
Everyone
When
is
the door
barrels in the
opens-
door.
When the
His
door
cousin.
opens, what does Danny do?
Stumble in.
Just
And
get in and push him.
Then after getting inside and trying to get like everyone in. Everyone needs in. Everyone needs in. We're getting attacked. There's a thing over there. There's a thing over there. Get in. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door.
All right, I'm gonna say because none of you failed too badly, you all get into the house about 5 seconds before the creature gets to the threshold, and you see it as you turn around, and it is on all fours. It's coming at you like an ape, like an ape on all fours, just running towards you in this weird gait for basically a human-sized creature with human proportions. But the eyes are just dead, like a doll's eyes. Jaws out at this point? I don't know. No,
I don't think
it's
so.
84.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay, 84. All right. Yeah, whatever. It's inspiration. But as soon as it's about ready to do like a leap jump into the building, Old Man Carlson like slams the door shut, and you see there's about 10 locks on his door. There's like a lot. There's like 2 deadbolts in different portions, a couple of chain locks, and a big old-timey wooden crossbar that goes down and then right to the side. And he practiced precision gets this all closed up, and like right as you hear a thump against the door, which is a lot more solid than it was when Danny hit it, because the door is now totally locked closed. And he looks back at you. He's like confused, a little worried, and like
I'm just like bent over, double panting. Holy
yeah,
shit!
all of you. Yeah, all of you. Everybody give me a brains check.
Brains. Okay.
It's a 4. It's a 4.
I got my advert. I got my
Finally, I'm
adversity.
rolling well.
I got my adversity dice back.
9.
Okay.
Got a
Anybody
9.
who beat that, it's just you here.
Shit! Is a very simple reaction. The
And
rest of
then
them just
you hear like footsteps going around the house very quickly, and probably wearing like probably a high heel.
Hello.
Click, 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 click.
Like click, 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 and then the creature who's still at the door and you can hear breathing just goes.
Stacy.
just starts-
Shit. No, not
starts
Stacy.
going.
Yeah, Stacy. Stacy.
Yeah,
Shit.
Stacy.
That's
Stay
right.
here.
Which one?
Stay.
Stacy C. Stacy C. She
He's already
failed her.
dead. Leave her.
She failed her flight check.
Oh man, not Stacy with the nice tits.
Thank you, Duke.
Hi, Duke.
Kind of.
You're the
kind of
comfort we
undercutting the
needed
whole-
today.
For
Kind
the
of
record,
undercutting the horror.
Just for the record, I hate this character.
I think.
Just for the record,
don't
I
worry-
hate
don't
me
worry,
more than you
Midge.
can never know.
Don't worry, Midge. We all hate this character.
Yeah.
So
I like how Midge even
uh,
admits, I hate me more than you know.
So Old Man Carlson just goes, "What the hell's going on? What are you?
Is
What
there
are
a
you
back
doing
door,
out there?"
Mr. Carlson? Is there a back door to this house? Is that the only door?
No, there's no. But I don't know what I'm doing here with this voice. It's kind of going all over the place.
Our friend's out there. She's about to be
No.
killed by something
Jake,
that's after
stay
killing one of her
here.
You
other
can't
friends.
go out there. You can't. The demons are out there. You can't go out there. Why are you kids here? And you see him like kind of like he's like frantic about it. He goes to his fireplace, and on the fireplace above the mantle, you see
There's
a
one
old-
grand, totally.
You see it. No, you see an old style double barrel shotgun over under for bird hunting, and with a box of shells next to it, and you just see
Capital
him.
rival right there.
You just see
Oh,
him
that's
practice.
That's next to each
You-
other.
yeah,
This is
that's
an
next to
Olymp.
each other.
This is an Olympia.
This is an over-under arrangement
Oh,
right there.
right, yeah.
But you see him practice precision, take two shells out, load them in there, and click it back up. And he get away from the windows. Get away! You got him all worked up tonight. And he's just like looking around.
Well, he killed one, and I point at Bucky.
That do it. Yeah, that would do it. You need to just get away from the windows. Just get away from the windows. And he's just like looking around as like the
Mr.
hunter
Carlson, what
from-
are they?
I'm baseball bat at the ready, like.
Yeah.
Flare pistol fully loaded again.
Can I
You know, if we actually had what the Incans had, we'd be okay.
Another time of your
Mr.
bullshit.
Carlson, what are
Another
they?
time.
They're demons. Live in the forest near the tall trees.
You know,
He's just looking.
How many
He's
have you
he's
seen?
talking. He's talking like the hunter from Jurassic Park, the first one. Just
Oh,
as,
yeah.
as he's like.
Oh, as in.
shoot her!
Shoot her! Shoot her!
You don't hear any screams or anything nearby, but you do hear a couple of more footsteps outside in the outside on the dirt. And the odd thing now that you notice, none of the windows here are unbarred. They've all got planks in front of them, or he's got them like taped up. So there's no way to see outside, but you can see in the pale moonlight in some of the darker corners of the windows that aren't illuminated by the fireplace. You see some shadows kind of go around, and you can hear them circling. You just gotta keep quiet. A couple hours, they'll lose interest. Just gotta keep quiet.
Oh, shit.
As long as nobody does anything, we should be good.
I immediately look at Bucky.
I go and hold my brother's hand.
I take her
Do
hand.
that, and you're all quiet, and then almost comedically timing, like it's a part of a screenplay. You this is basically just a movie. You hear frantically, are now back at the front door again. Frantic knocking from there, from like a light hand, and then
Shit,
a
Stacy.
voice of a. It's let me in, please.
No.
Let
I
me
start
in.
unlocking the door.
No! Fucking no!
No! And okay, give me a brawn check. This is gonna be opposed with Old Man Carlson.
Can I help Old Man Carlson?
You can give him a +1 on his roll. I think is what you can provide for that. Or no, you give him a bonus to his dice. I think is what.
Yeah.
It,
It increases
Yeah.
the increment of their dice.
Yeah, so his brawn, because he's a very old man, is a D6.
He's
so that goes
Old,
to
but
a
he's
D10.
like
I
he's the
rolled a
old but
twice.
strong
I
man.
He has
rolled a-
good fight, but not brawn. Like he knows what he's doing in a fight. That's kind of the thing.
I rolled a 10.
A 10?
so
Okay,
is
so
it-
he's got
uh,
a
no-
D10.
A
He's
9
doing
on my
right now.
D20 plus 1.
Okay, so he's got to get a 10, or else you're gonna open this door. So, okay, that is a 9, which does not beat.
So I actually rolled a
Bucky's-
9, but I have a plus 1 because I'm a teen.
So
He has
I
no.
think...
He has, actually, as an adult, he has a -1 for his brawn. I
No,
think,
no,
for
I
his
don't think
adult.
so. No. He just gets a +1 to his grit and his brains.
Grit. It's great. Yeah, you're right. There's no
Yeah.
negatives. Because this is that kind of game. So what happens, because there is a difference between the two, and this is an opposed check. This isn't necessarily combat, but it's an opposed roll. So defender's roll is greater than or equal to the attacker's roll. So defender narrates the outcome. You're the defender because Old Man Carlson's he's initiating to try and stop you from doing something.
Okay.
So how do you stop Old Man Carlson from stopping you from opening the door?
So I think I'm just like, because I'm quite a tall guy, so I'm just kind of using my body out of the way while I'm trying to work out how to do the locks, like it's just moving side to side.
He's played a little bit of defense on like the training team, so he's just blocking.
Got it.
He's body blocking.
Yeah. I'm just body
You're
blocking.
just
as
blocking
I-
him. You're just blocking him, pushing him out of the way with your weight and everything. He's a
Make
free
sure
yeah.
man.
won this properly, because technically this is protective.
Oh yeah, I'm protecting a friend. I get a +3 to this as well.
Oh yeah, you would totally roll. Yeah, then yeah, you're fine. So what happens is you get the last door unlocked, and then you like swing the door open, and you see Stacy C right there. Stacy C looks a little worse for wear.
Pull her inside.
Like one of her high heels is cracked off, so she's like
Oh, she's wearing high
unbalanced.
heels.
Well, what else is she gonna wear? She only owns those.
It's the 80s, man.
She only
No,
owns
they're-
high heels.
They're platforms. They're platforms.
Oh, God.
They're platforms. Okay, so the platform, so they wouldn't have snapped off. She's lost a platform shoe. That's the other. That's the other.
That's
one.
the problem.
She's
She's
like
lost one
Stumpy.
shoe. Yeah, she's like Stumpy. You go to grab her and you pull her in, moving off to the side so that the door can be closed again. But in mid jump, that was going to ravage Stacy C, a creature comes barreling through the entranceway, and the only person there behind you and Stacy is Old Man Carlson. So
Uh-oh.
Old
Not
Man
me.
Carlson, you were trying to you were on the side trying to pull Bucky away, and Carlson was like, but Bucky is stronger than you, so he didn't pay as much attention to you. You were just providing extra benefit to Carlson.
Okay.
But he was primarily blocking Carlson, so when he got out of the way, Carlson was there. You're pretty close, so you basically see a flash of white skin. And when I say white, nearly transparent. You can see some musculature under this outer layer. And yeah, flash. Carlson is just barreled by this creature, goes up, shotgun goes off both barrels into the ceiling as he is just begins to be ravaged by this creature. This is the first time you've seen it actually attacked. You see this thing with its weird hands, and you can tell why Becky had the type of wound she did, because it only has 3 fingers on each hand, and they're oddly spaced. So when it went to grab her probably by her limbs, it grabbed her from an equidistant radial way. That's how it grabs. Now it's scratching at Old Man Carlson. It's just these deep rends occurring as he's getting torn up. The shotgun lays about 2 feet away from this current situation. What do you all do?
Okay, so I have
Guys,
cool under pressure as a trait.
Okay.
So seeing it lets me use stuff for it lets me use what is it
Spending a birthday
anniversary
check.
point
Oh,
to
yeah.
get a 9 or something like that to basically take
No,
half
you,
of my
yeah,
value.
you can, yeah.
But as a trait, it's cool under pressure. So in my mind, I think I'm not freaking out as much. So I go to grab the shotgun and load shells into it.
Okay,
I
so
have my baseball bat. I'm gonna clonk the thing over the back of the head.
I'm going to take pictures.
what is?
I'm gonna get my knife out of my bag and try and stab.
Give me a. By the way, just give me Horatio. Just give me a.
Oh, and I also
Give me a
bellow,
grit-
close
give
the
me a
door.
grit check.
Close
Just
the
give me a
door.
grit check. I just
So when
want to. I want to get a gauge of how well your character's doing in this.
Horatio.
'Cause it's off your phone.
No, he's got his PDF on his phone.
Oh, okay, yeah. No.
I do shout to close the door, by the way. That's one thing I will definitely mention.
So what did you roll on your grit check?
A 1.
A 1? Okay. I'm gonna say this. You're taking pictures as you're taking pictures. You're just like you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
You're doing that, but I'm gonna say this for at least until you get a little bit of time to calm down slightly.
Yeah.
You're not at disadvantage or anything like that. You're not taking any disadvantage on anything like that. But but you're not scared. This is proving everything.
Oh, yeah.
Something's living in the forest. You knew it was happening. Obviously, you thought it might have been some sort of Wendigo or Bigfoot, but specifics don't matter.
I was right.
You were right. So you feel
Vindicated
right now.
Yeah.
You feel very vindicated. So I'm gonna say this. While you feel vindicated, you do have a chance. You can take more. I'm gonna say this. You can get a +1 on any offensive action during this time, as you feel that rush through you, like that you feel vindicated, because you have to get back to tell people and share these pictures.
Yes, that no one's going to believe.
That no one's gonna believe, but hey, you got pictures, and they're all shaky and blurry and out of focus, but they're real, and that's what matters. That's what matters. So.
And you got the people to back you up.
So
Yeah.
I'm
For
still
once.
in.
Hold on, Horatio, what do you do? Or not Horatio, Danny, what are you doing?
I'm not going to waste another flare at this point. I'm going to assist in the beating the crap out of it.
Okay, Peggy, what are you doing?
I heard what my brother
heard
said.
your-
I'm going to shut the door.
Okay, so here's what's
I've
gonna
got
happen.
my knife though, but I'm shutting the door.
Got it. Here's what's gonna happen. Bucky, you have to roll to get the shotgun and load it. It's not gonna happen this round.
Incorrect character.
Incorrect character.
was
That's
getting
what.
Bucky's got his baseball bat.
I've got my baseball bat.
Oh,
I'm going.
Who's getting... Got it. Got it. Sorry, Jacob. Shotgun. You're gonna have to roll to get that and
Okay.
load it, but it's not gonna happen this round because you have to traverse the living room, like the main room, to get to the shotgun shells that are on the mantle place. And this is like a 12 gauge,
Standard
shotgun. Yeah,
sort of, you can buy it off the
12
shelf. at a gun
gauge.
store.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need you to make a
Flight?
Make a grit check. No,
Grit.
I'm gonna say you're not running. I'll say grit because you
Alright.
have to basically work yourself to getting close to this basically man getting murdered in front
I
of
got a D8. Let's hope this goes well, boys
you. Okay.
and girl.
You can use adversity token.
Oh, it's a 6.
It's a 6. Okay. I was only gonna have it a 5 because it's not that bad. Obviously
Yes.
there is the psychological damage, but it's easy to get to the actual gun.
Listen,
So,
my
you kinda-
PTSD is fine.
Yeah,
Let me get
you
the gun.
kind of you kind of do the thing where you're like touching it with your fingertips, getting it like getting it across the floorboards a little bit away, and then you've got the gun in your hands, and you start finagling it open and getting the shot.
Like I'm assuming as a 16-year-old in
It's-
rural
it's a-
Washington,
it's-
I've been
You've
shooting,
shot many
so,
guns. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you've shot many guns
In the 80s too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you've probably no, definitely. You've probably shot machine guns. Let's be honest here. That
Yeah,
didn't
this
get
is
banned,
before
so,
the
yeah.
assault weapons ban, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. So yeah, you start traversing over towards the shotgun shells and start loading. But while that's happening, we've got Bucky. You are being assisted with beating the shit out of this creature. So
I'm also
I'm-
still protecting Stacy, so I get a +3 to this. Because I'm
and
defending.
your die goes up 1. So whatever die you're rolling for this, it's
So
gonna be
fight. So that's
Fight.
normally a D12, so that's up to a D20.
Yes, you're rolling a d20. DC. Well, it's gonna be a opposed check. This thing rolls a d12. So we'll see.
Okay, so I'm getting a +4 to whatever I roll.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 10.
Okay. I got a 14 +4.
Okay, so you beat it by 8. So you're attacking. You beat it by 8. So narrative control. The attacker explains their action. The defender explains how they respond. The attacker can alter any of the details as the defender explains them. Then the attacker explains how the response fails to prevent them harm. So, attacker, explain your attack as you go in. Like, what's it?
So I've got my baseball bat.
Can you please, while you're bringing it down in a chopping motion, go chop chop, and like trailer shot, please, trailer shot.
No. I've pointed to Danny to grab it by the legs, and I'm going. It's baseball season. Boom.
Oh my god! You said that out loud.
You said that out loud. Hey, it's an 80s movie. This is the equivalent of this is an 80s movie, so we're going with it. Okay, so
it's baseball season. I'm on my off season. Boom.
Yeah, you do that.
You don't use the word season twice because otherwise it sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Shut up, man!
It's a low budget 80s movie. So it's a low budget movie. The defender explains how they respond. The creature tries kicking off Danny so that it can kind of move away and just and have you just hit Old Man Carlson.
Yeah.
You can alter any of the details as I explain them.
So as it turns to like see what's at its feet and kick away, it gives me a complete like clean shot of its jaw.
Okay. So that's exactly how that works. So now, the defender is badly hurt. So basically you go right in, just like straight up like a Happy Madison. Like
I'm almost. It's almost a golf swing at the end.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore golf swing as you go straight in, and you hear like a nice crunch as the jaw that you hit first kind of just gets kind of powdered against the head, and it kind of goes slack for a second as it's very disorientated.
I believe the word we're looking for is concussed.
Concussed, very disoriented, very concussed, a broken jaw, like powdered one side of
Bucky's gonna know what that feels like.
Oh yeah.
No, he's not. He doesn't remember when it happened.
He doesn't remember they won the game though.
Chad's the one with the broken jaw.
Yeah. Peggy, you're trying
Doesn't
to
matter.
close.
I've just got.
So I'm not gonna even have you. There's nothing else coming. So you're just boom, close the door, put down the heavy wood like old timey the block. So that goes down. By the time Jacob like puts two shells in, like does that thing where it's like locking it and getting it upright, you see the creature is really disorientated, and at this point, Old Man Carlson is super dead. His insides now have illumination. Let's just say that. So
his
Insides
internals
are on
are
the
now
outside.
externals. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just like dead, and the creature who is mid visceration is like its jaws hanging kind of slack, and it's stumbling a little bit, and it looks up at you, Jacob. You have a clear line of shot. You have a clear shot. And also, so does Horatio. You have a clear shot of this like concussed looking bastard. You've got your camera.
Smile!
I'm gonna say, at the exact same time, you both pull the triggers of your various weapons.
I'm
So
gonna
the
have
camera
taken the
goes
moment
off.
to pose.
The camera goes
camera.
off, and Jacob, you bring the shotgun up, and you just let out both barrels into this creature. Just a boom, boom, and
Is this a dual trigger or a single trigger shotgun?
It's dual trigger, but you're not familiar with it, so both your fingers just kind of like you can do if you pull like far enough back, you can trigger both at the same time. So you just accidentally give him both barrels, and this creature just explodes. Just an Evil Dead level explosion creature.
God, that's a great movie. Fuck, I want to watch it now.
Like all of you get covered. It's not red blood. All the blood that is covering you is semi-transparent, milky white. That hits.
I immediately reload the shotgun.
Oh, it splurged on me, man.
What the fuck?
I mean,
shit.
I'm pretty sure Butch has done that to you before, man.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
By the way, Stacy C covered. Just covered. She looks completely out of it at this point. She's
Pretty
lost
sure
the
she's been
platform.
like that too. I comment.
She's
I
lost
take
the
off my coat
platform.
and I put it around Stacey's shoulders because I'm being nice and I really like her rack. And
Well,
And
the
he is
man's
an
got a
18-year-old
point.
My eyes
boy.
have gone so far back into the back of my head, I can't see anymore.
well, I thought there were Wendigos, but or maybe werewolves. Definitely
2-0,
Wendigos.
baby!
Will you shut the fuck up?
Chop chop.
We need to get somewhere safe. There was a lot of noise, and we've just had 2 shotguns. We need to get upstairs.
Stacy's just like in one of her little mini purse.
no.
One of
We
her mini
need to
purse
have
is just
this, like-
shaking, and she just goes.
Stolen cigarette from her parents or something.
Okay.
No. We need to occupy all the floors. Make sure all the avenues are covered. If we all go upstairs, we don't know what's coming down from down here.
By the way, it's a
Neither-
ranch-style house.
It's a ground floor. There's only one floor, mate. You
It's,
said that
it's
earlier.
Alright.
one story, ranch
All right,
style.
let's
no
get to the
attic,
middle of
attic,
the place
attic.
then.
No,
That's
we
a
need to
ranch
spread
style.
out. We got to cover all
Ranch
the
style.
areas in case they break in from somewhere.
Well, you got to make
Yeah.
sure that door is
Well,
fully
she's
locked.
not
Fully
really
lock that
any
door.
good to anyone.
Guys, didn't old man what's his face say that there's a back door as well?
No.
Oh.
We got to make sure that door is fully locked, though. Like, lock
It
all
is,
of the locks.
It is.
All right.
Okay.
And he's just standing there with the shotgun, like, shaking. Like, he's actually shaking. He doesn't know what to say.
So, okay. So here's what's happening. So how much time we got left, by the way? Still
Like an hour. An hour.
an hour.
Half,
An hour.
half an hour.
Half an
Half
hour.
an
Half
hour.
an
Half an
hour.
hour.
5 o'clock.
Oh, half an hour. Yeah.
So,
Seriously, I'm going to bed
So-
tonight, mate.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No sleep for
look at
right.
the effort I put into this. I was slaving over a hot word processor.
I've been at work
For
all
you.
day.
Slaving over a hot word process. That's funny.
For you.
Chop,
So-
chop.
We appreciate
Chop,
it. Let's get on.
Yeah. You start like trying to fortify this place, and you get the sense that Old Man Carlson has fortified this place. His bed, his kitchen, and his living space are all in the same room. He spends his nights in this room, and that's it. The place where there would be a bedroom is empty. And the kitchen is unused. In fact, there's a little smell in there. A little mold coming out of that old refrigerator, like a metal refrigerator. He just has a hot plate and like a water basin kind of thing in his living room that he's kind of like put his bed in and everything.
I am
That's where
taking
he's been
notes.
living. Yeah, he's functional space, to decrease the chances that people could get in. But the door is pretty solid. The problem arises about 5 minutes after the quadruple shotgun blast, because there was 2 barrels twice from Old Man Carlson's death blow and Jacob's shot that killed it. By the way, thing's still twitching. The bottom half of it's still
I haven't
twitching.
stopped hitting it. I haven't stopped hitting it.
What are you trying to do?
Like,
Kill it again?
every time you go past, you just give it a kick or something. Stacy is on her second cigarette at this point.
I've asked Stacey if she's okay because I've got a little medical kit in my bag. So
I'm fine. Yeah. No, I'm fine. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine.
it didn't stab you or anything.
No. Is that a problem? Is something gonna happen?
No.
You don't see any injury on her. You just see she's got some cuts and scrapes on her from probably
Running through
barreling through the
bushes.
barn.
Yeah.
No, from what you can tell, she barreled through the barn and doubled back when these things were chasing
Smart
her.
girl.
She's got the highest intelligence of the popular girls, which is a 6.
Why she's here?
Why she's here.
He's here and not probably dead.
Yeah, I love the
Well, to
fact
be
that
fair, they've all
Stacey
got,
C
like,
was a
D20s
throwaway
in the
character.
fight, so they should
And
be okay.
That is true. That is very true. Except one of them isn't a jock; it's just a bully. So it's not as great.
By Braun, I think. That'll work.
Yeah. So, no, she's fine. She's fine.
The wannabes are dead, but the others might be okay.
Yeah. But about 5 minutes afterwards, as you've pretty much secured these things, you hear a lot more start scratching at various points of the house, trying to find a way in. They seem to have heard something, and they're trying to get in. You hear some on the roof.
Can we cover up old man? What's his face?
Is there
Wow.
a radio
Which, by the way, he's just like-
anywhere?
Yeah, just like, man, we should cover him up.
I'm gonna have taken off my jacket and thrown it over.
Just like
Low
bed
Letterman
clothes or
jacket.
something.
yeah.
I'll grab his bed clothes as well and put them over him just to cover him.
Doesn't
all
have
the way.
them. Looks like he has 2 outfits. They're exactly the same.
Like his bed clothes, like his blankets.
He has 2 wife beaters, 2 sets of khakis, 2 things of suspenders, and oddly enough, no spare sets of underwear.
And
Danny,
2 boots,
Horatio,
2 sets of boots.
What do you need to
And
make
two-
a radio?
Electricity.
We got batteries. What else do you need to make a radio?
An antenna.
We can find some metal. What else do you need to make a radio?
I would know this, but I don't personally know this. But
Yeah,
my
you don't know.
know this.
Couple of
Yeah.
transistors.
Give me a brains check. Give me a brains check. I'm gonna say it's pretty easy for you to pass this. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be a 3 or 4.
You nerds talk about your radio. I'm gonna go find a weapon.
You're holding a
Stay
baseball
in
bat.
The house, Bucky.
You're holding
Do
a
not go outside. Stay in
Okay.
here.
So Danny, you could make like a cheap like really crappy radio to reach out. Problem is, 1, you need graphite, which you don't know where that's going to come from. 2, you're gonna need some not graphite as in you're gonna need like a pretty thick chunk of it because it's gonna be used as a resistor, electrical resistor. And if you do that with a pencil, if you don't know, if you do that with a pencil, it will catch the pencil on fire.
It will.
If you put
Yeah.
a lot
The
of-
graphite
yeah.
inside.
Group of pencils.
No, it's the graphite inside the wood.
Okay.
It heats up
Yeah.
because it's a resistor.
Right.
Sets fire to the wood.
Gotcha.
Which
Okay.
is why you take it
No,
out
you
of the
need-
wood first.
Why you take it out of the wood and you have a thick one so they can have a lot more. It can take a lot more.
You know, one of those like comedy pencils that are like
yeah,
this thick.
The amount.
One of those ones.
Thick one.
That'll work.
Resistance.
Yeah.
Because it has to
So you
pass
need a
along
lot-
the chains. It's not actually
Yeah.
very resistant on its own.
Yeah, you need a lot. You need a lot of stuff that you're not sure. You might be able to scrounge up some things. You did see there was that truck outside. It might still have a radio. And if it's not working, you think
I've
you
just
might be
got
able to
where you
fix
got
it
this
up.
from, you absolute bastard. This is Dog Soldiers.
I actually haven't watched Dog Soldiers. Not in like, I think I watched it once. Actually, I do think I watched it once. But
If
it's
we
been
find
forever.
someone pretending to be our helper,
But there's that option. There's that option. But it'd be pretty hard. You would still need to get an antenna, and you'd have to get it high and outside, because something that low power,
It's
like powered
okay.
up flashlight batteries, would
Daddy's
need
got
to,
drugs.
Would need to get up there, and it wouldn't be able to penetrate like the wooden frame of the house that easily. Like if it was to reach out, because you're also in the middle of like a large forest.
It
Like,
is
it's
Dog
kinda-
Soldiers. You're right.
But you got that as an option. By the way, because I rolled it while you were all contemplating a plan, you hear scraping on the roof, and then the chimney begins to have smoke come out of it as if it has been blocked from above, because the fire is still going in.
I keep putting stuff on the fire. I keep putting stuff on the fire just to make sure it'll burn them if they try
Fill
to go
the
down
room
the-
with
the-
smoke.
yeah, just fill the room with smoke, mate. That's a good
Hey,
idea.
we can lie down on the ground. Just lie down on the
until
ground.
the room fills up with smoke.
Wait. Let me do sums. How big is the room?
It's a living room. It's a fairly average sized ranch. That doesn't, you have no.
How
reference point.
high? What sort of area are we talking? Because if she can figure out
it's
how
probably-
quickly the smoke's coming out.
Just give me a brains check on that. I'm gonna give that one a pretty high DC. I'm gonna give that a 10 because you're
Fair.
gonna have to, yeah. Gonna do some long division there with that slide
13.
rule. 13. Okay. It wouldn't take long for this place to get pretty hard to breathe if that continues. From what you know.
Minutes?
What?
Half hour?
Yeah, you're looking at a couple of minutes before it starts getting a little trouble to breathe. It's not gonna kill you, but it's gonna be like hard to breathe, and it's gonna get worse and worse as time goes on. Because it looks like something's blocking that chimney, and it's no
Jakey,
longer.
stop. We won't be able to breathe, and then we've got 2 problems rather than 1. What might
Maybe
be a
it's-
plan is to put that shotgun up the chimney and shoot it.
Should we put the
They
fire out
already
then?
know we're there. If we douse the fire.
Yeah, it's also our only source of light, by the way.
We've got flashlights.
Torches.
Flashlights.
Where do you say you're from again?
Space.
So
Sweden.
Gnarly.
what do you do with the fire as a group? What do you plan on doing with the fire? Putting it out.
Putting it out.
Putting it out. Okay.
Bring it
There
out,
is
bring it out,
there
yeah.
is an old style like Western like water basin that he looked like that he was pouring water out of that you just like
I feel
douse
like
the
Roach
fire with that.
descended from this man.
No.
Living
I
out
am
of
fair-
time
Okay.
in the rural sticks
So-
of nowhere.
A rule 6 no in Washington though, which no. So you put out the fire, and you're given it doesn't take long for you to hear the scraping and the footsteps outside to dissipate. It's probably been grand total the time that it's taken for you to kind of fortify the place, get an idea of what's going on, have Old Man Carlson killed, and then killed the thing that killed him. It's probably been about a half hour, 45 minutes from the first encounter at this point. And as you're all coming down from the immense adrenaline rush, you hear something outside, like a little rumbling noise, like something against rock. And it doesn't take long for you to figure out you're hearing tires on rock coming up a path towards the house. And on top of that, you see red and blue lights.
Mom?
It.
Is the creature's body still here?
Definitely.
Okay, cool. It hasn't like dissolved, so it looks like we've killed an old
No,
man.
concentrated blood is acid. Just straight through. No,
Yeah.
it's just
It's dissolved all of you at this
no.
point.
Yeah, the lower, the mostly intact lower half of the creature and the semi still there upper half with a giant hole.
Listen, man, this is probably like double odd buckshot for like bird
yeah,
hunting.
no, double-eyed buck would not be bird.
No,
hunting.
it's-
That's be bird shot.
What's the
Yeah.
other one?
That'd be bird shot. You're
Bird shot.
buck is for that's like two
Yeah,
giant.
buck
slugs.
It's in the name. Buck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a buck shot. It's two slugs in a single shell, and it's just they're like that big, and they're or
This
that's
thing
double
got
up.
torn to pieces.
Or you're taking the slug. Yeah, he had buckshot in there, so it's like 2 or 3 big ball bearings inside of
He
these
made
things.
sure it died.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that thing's dead. But yeah, you see red and blue flashing lights outside. You heard the car pull up, or the vehicle
Is there a
pull
peephole
up.
in the door, or is it solid?
No, it's actually fairly interesting. All windows are like taped up or covered. Like there's no way to see outside of the house, except for like light bleed through. But then a couple of seconds later, you hear footsteps coming up, and a fairly cordial knock. Just
Mrs. Bryant?
Carlson, Freddie, you in there?
Miss Bryant,
It's some man's voice, by the way.
Savannah.
Sir,
That's not my mom. Do
uh,
I know who it is? Brains, I guess.
Yeah, Brains. Actually, no. You've heard this voice before. It's the new sheriff in town that took over after the old sheriff retired.
Sheriff?
sir,
Who's in
we're going.
Who's in? You hear the door jangle a little bit. It's like, who's in there? Come.
Sir, we're gonna
Open-
open the door. Just
Wait.
take it just 1 minute, okay? He's kind of got. You know, I'm standing like as far away as I can, like
Without
with
the
shotgun
shotgun
down.
in your hand.
Yeah, with the shotgun away. I've put it down at this point.
Put it
I've
next to the
opened the
corpse.
door.
Put it next to the corpse.
No, I put it away.
Okay.
Like I put it like on a table or something.
It's the Magnuson twins. The
You see like a flashlight like come on because it's dark in there now. There is no light because you put out darkness. You see a stereotypical 1980s sheriff. So you know the pale khaki uniform and the big
Brim hat.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a middle-aged guy. He's younger than the older sheriff, but still
I
fairly old.
close the door behind him.
Yeah, because
He
that's
hasn't
going to
come
make
in.
him trust us.
He doesn't come in. He's just staring at us. Goes like, what are you kids doing out here? Oh my God! Darn it! Oh, he's
He was
looking down.
attacked by a creature. We got him, sir.
He got him.
That thing killed him.
Give me a charm check.
Power assist in this.
Okay.
Oh,
step
man.
Step up your die roll by
I'm just
one,
looking at
or
my
die-
charm, which
your-
is my
your-
best dice, and I haven't got to use it yet. Big sad.
You didn't speak first, so
Yeah. Listen, I can't help the fact that Mitch's
That's
character
a
is like
good
him and speaks first.
Sorry. I reacted. I know the cop. I went. I got an 8, which is my max roll.
Explode.
And you roll again then.
Oh yeah, shit. 2. That's a 10.
it's 10. Hey, good, because it was a fairly high DC, so
Fuck.
you beat it.
Okay.
You beat it because it was a 10. He looks at that, then sees the obviously dead corpse of this creature, like in front of you, that's just been eviscerated by a double-aught buck through its chest. He's got, what the heck's going on?
Come in, Sheriff.
Oh
There's more of
my
them out there.
Gosh, there's nothing out here. Kids, come out here. Get in the car. Get in the car. And he's like, he's got his hand
No
like,
questions
on the
asked.
gun.
I'm following
He's
order.
got on the gun. And he's just
Yeah,
like,
I'm
he's got the
going.
light,
I'm
he's
like, I
"Get
grab
out,
my
come on."
sister's
It's
hand
a
and I'm
working
going.
car. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm going too. As I'm going, click, click.
I'm surprised you
I
haven't
sit on my
spent your
brother's lap
time
in
to
the
like.
car because there is 6 people and 5 seats. I can do something.
No, actually, it is a
Pickup.
1980s era Bronco, Ford Bronco.
So-
It has a
3 and
massive back
3,
thing, yeah.
Massive back thing in the back there, which by the way is just barred. Like it has been converted into like a mini paddy wagon for the back end of this. It's the sheriff's like they don't have enough money for a full van, so they're just using this. And he's just like he opens it up and he's just come on, get in here. He's just looking around and he doesn't know what's going on. But he's got his hand next to like the six the
I've
six.
still got my base,
revolver
my
that he's
He's got
trusty
the
got.
base.
6-shot 44 he's got in his pocket.
Yeah, he's looking at that. And once you all like pile in, he closes the door and he just like kind of he gets into the front of the Bronco and he starts getting out. Lights come on. He's got the there he's got
I wrapped my arm around my sister.
I was originally gonna roll see if Stacy came because that'd be hilarious.
Well, no, we've got Stacy.
Forgetting about Stacy would be
I-
a hilarious running joke in this.
Since
in
it
this horror
attacked,
comedy.
I've been in protection mode now. That's my character's thing. He's a protector, and Stacy is legitimately his only friend here. So,
Yeah.
All right then.
So what?
Cool.
So what amounts to the end of this, or to the next bit is in basically the scene in the movie. The sheriff's driving and like he's freaked out, and then all the kids are freaked out behind him, and like a hard shot of the front through the window, and they're just like, and then Peggy's
And
just
then
crying.
as
and
the
Stacy's-
camera backs away,
Stacy's
as
on
they're
her
driving
5th
along,
cigarette at this point.
There's 3 on top of the roof.
It's just her fifth cigarette at this point, and it goes on for about a good 5 minutes of
Guys.
just silence.
guys, what about the others?
Shit.
Well, others, who's out here? Who else is out here, kids?
Half the
Stacy,
football team.
A, Brock, Chad, and Chase.
Becky's dead.
Chuck.
Becky's dead.
Becky's dead. Well, I did see. Okay, yeah, Freddie Carlson's dead, so that's not as shocking.
They went back to the
as
camp
it's
where
already-
the disappearances
Camp.
happened, and yeah, we sort of parked out near there. Shit.
You mean the old Route 10 campsite?
Yeah, that one.
You betcha, sir.
That's off.
Listen, man, it was a
Basically,
dare. It was
I
meant
think-
to not. It was just meant to be.
It goes quiet for a second.
shit.
It goes quiet for a second while he was about ready to get onto the main road, and then you hear the turn signal not going to the left towards town, but instead going
We're going back.
to the right.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
to
we're
the
going
right,
towards the
going to the Route
thing.
10 campsite. What are you kids doing now? What the hell's out here? What is
Something that will
Pardon my
kill
lan-
us if you
pardon
don't
my
run.
He's just driving down. He's like keeping an eye out.
Well,
and thing.
I
gonna-
personally thought it was Wendigos or something like a Yeti, but it turns out.
Sir, are you
it's
going to call
neither
for
of those.
backup? My mom
Yeah, I
always
would-
said they meant to call for backup.
I would, for once, I agree with.
He's a town sheriff. He doesn't have backup. What is backup?
My
for
mom's a
National Guard?
deputy.
For once, I am
mom's
going to
not-
agree with Butch. Call your backup now.
There's like it's And he brings up his radio. And he's like thinking for a second, like, I'm in charge here. I shouldn't be. No, they make a good point. I'm gonna take that call.
It's like, do I agree with the kids?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna
lose
take
my
that
ego,
call.
or do I not die?
We have killed 2 of these things. We are in charge.
Adam Boyd 410. I'm gonna need some backup on a Roof 10 campsite. We got. It's okay. It's bad out here. I'm gonna need a couple of I don't know what's going on. We're gonna need a couple. This is sheriff.
Run, run.
This is Sheriff Jameson. We'll go Jameson because fuck it. Yeah,
I look at
Jameson.
Peggy. We're in so much trouble when we get home.
This is Sheriff Jameson. We're gonna need some backup. And then,
Do you want to work out the story now?
are you drunk again, Sheriff? It's just, it's just like, get somebody out here.
Because
And-
Mom and Dad think I'm in my room.
They
And then
think
were-
I'm down
so
the
2 units
Pearl
responding.
Lake.
Code 3.
Fuck.
and it goes back for a second. Don't worry. It's just, Sheriff, I'm also calling the Forest Service. They got a station out there, not too far away from the Route 10 campsite. All right. Let them know what's going on. We can get somebody out there. I don't know these trails like the rest of them would.
I'm sorry, Jacob.
Oh no! I'm just realizing
And he's-
that's-
And he's driving down the road, and again, you get the.
I'm pretty sure we're just gonna have to eat this one peg.
You get the awkward, quiet moment as the sheriff is now stuck with 6 children, essentially, that are traumatized and have collectively murdered 2 people and had at least a partial.
Buck was the one who got
response-
who got Mr.
a
Carson
partial
killed.
responsibility on the 3rd one. At least
was Buck.
Buck was
partially.
the
It was
only
Buck.
one who did any killing here.
That's actually- no, because Jacob shot the.
I shot one of
the
them.
second creature.
Yeah.
True.
So there's
I
there's
actually
been
killed
two-
one.
first, though.
Yeah, he did hit it,
Buck
but it
was
wasn't
the
dead.
only one who did any killing here.
But
It was all Bucky.
as you begin driving, you don't realize how far
I
away
want to make
you
my
were.
dad proud, like he did to the rest of us when he served in Nam.
Your dad didn't serve in Nam. God damn it.
He
Cool.
did.
I
He
give
was
Buck
a
a pat on-
cook. It's catering.
Okay.
I give
All
Bucky
right,
a pat on
kids.
the shoulder.
Let's just. Obviously, the sheriff doesn't have children. All right, kids. Why don't we just be quiet and just kind of self-reflect on the things that
I'm
have occurred
sobbing
tonight.
into Jake's shoulder. I don't
Trust
know
me, we don't
what
want
I'm
to.
doing.
Doing that
I'm
right
still
now
trying to
is going
explain
to.
that.
He's
They're not
just as
Wendigos.
uncomfortable with you as he is with all of their current conversations at this point.
I'm sharing cigarettes with Stacy.
I'm
No, yeah,
saying
she's-
nothing. I'm speaking to no one. I'm just
Just got the-
We've
all
forgotten you were in the car. We
He's,
forgot you were in the car.
he's still a baby.
I give.
So,
I reach
actually-
over to Danny and
actually,
give him a
good
pat,
point.
See if he's okay. See if he's still there.
Danny, as you're, you get the pat and you're getting, you're stewing in what's going on because it's not just the Reds you got to worry about, man.
yeah.
As I've been telling you!
Horatio was kind of right.
Yeah.
I think that. And
Fuck.
as you're looking out the back of the truck, as you're about ready to pull into the parking spaces for the end of
There's
the
my
trail
car.
where the Route 10 campsite trail begins, you notice one out the front. There are 2 Forest Service Jeeps sitting there with 2 like stereotypical Forest Service Rangers, like short, like forest green uniform, short shorts, etc. Broad brimmed hat. that
Stocky
kind of
fellas.
stuff. Yeah, and they don't have berries and cherries like red and blue, but they have the yellow caution like lights. But it's not a full bar; it's just one on a little pole on the top of the Jeep, just there. As you see that, and you go like, and Danny, you kind of content yourself. Okay, people they know this place. They have to know something. Something's got to go. Something's got to happen. As the end song of this movie begins playing, you notice the creatures on the other end of the road as the truck stop their pursuit that had been unnoticed previously because they rolled very well on their checks. They see the Forest Service and slink back into the shadows. as you're all kind of ushered out of the sheriff's Bronco, and the Forest Service comes up to him and talking very loudly, just talks to the adult who has authority and begins, "Yeah, no, we see this a couple of times every year. We got a pretty bad bear problem out here. It's not nothing to worry about. Carlson was always risking things going out there. It'll be a lot of paperwork, but we don't have to worry about it. Forest Service can take care of this." As the fade to black on the spinning lights and credits begin to roll.
Don't you forget
That was
about
awesome,
me.
So the Forest Service are covering it up.
Well, of course they are.
Oh my!
I'm gonna be honest, guys. You had multiple options on where to go. You could have gone to Carlson's farm. You could have gone back to the campsite, and at the point there, you would have found an abandoned cabin. Or you could have gone deeper into the forest, in which you would have found the Forest Service station, which would have had clues about certain things that were going on at the time.
Oh my God,
which
they've
would
been
lead to some
breeding
other
them.
things. So you had a lot of options for this session about what you were going to
That's
do.
gonna
and how
gnaw
you're
on my
gonna go
brain
about it.
now. What?
It
How
was never
evolved
going
are
to go
they?
deeper into the forest.
Where? We were never going to go deeper into the
You
forest.
know what?
Yeah.
Well,
You know what?
I
All I
didn't-
can think of now is I want to do a second session of this with this exact story because this shit's cool.
I am enjoying being a jock and just twatting creatures in the face with inanimate objects.
None of us enjoy your character at the moment. Rich.
Which is the best thing about him, to be honest.
I have to say, I love the fact that Bucky was the reason Carlson died. Essentially, it's because saving the Stacy with the good tits, which is I think how you said it, directly led to an old man who had been surviving on his own and
Surviving on his
sacrificing his own
own.
farm, sacrificing his
Probably
own
third
farm
or two.
animals.
Because he's that
to
old.
keep
he's
them
that age,
away.
probably.
Why didn't he roll
Yeah.
better?
That was amazing. That was an amazing thing. That actually would have made a pretty fun movie to watch in the 80s. That would have been an interesting
yeah.
little whodunit without a lot of death. That probably could have been a PG.
Oh yeah.
That wouldn't have been a horror movie in the 80s. There wasn't enough death.
At least not much death on screen.
Have you
know?
not
In
seen
theory,
Sleepaway Camp?
I would have been the only one alive.
Is your character a
It was
virgin?
either you. It was.
Yes.
Oh,
It
in
was
which
either.
case, then yes, she would have.
Yeah, that's debatable. It could have also been Stacy C.
Yeah.
Oh, bless
She could have also been Final Girl.
her!
If this was a stereotypical 80s movie, then Bucky would have died in the second act.
It would have been Stacy and like Danny.
I would have died accidentally as well. It wouldn't have been like the creatures. I would like fall off of something and break my neck. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be funny if it was like you killed one creature quietly in the barn, and then like Jacob's got the gun, and then you come out very quickly and go chop chop
Chop chop.
why
Whoa.
chop chop. It just goes down.
chop. Oh my god.
But yeah, there were a
Hey.
lot of options for that. There's a whole conspiracy theory to help Horatio if it came up. He had the whole Forest Service was covering up the whole thing, and there's a whole lot of shit. And you could have even gotten to their death if you wanted to.
I love that the sheriff is just like taking that, considering he's just seen one of the creatures as well. Like,
He doesn't want the
He's just
paperwork.
like-
He doesn't need this
That's-
shit.
That's for the sequel. That's for the sequel movie.
We would
that's
have
for-
never
that's for the
gone
sequel
deeper
when,
into
like,
the
By the way,
forest.
by-
if honest,
by the
we
way,
would have never
the
gone
treatment script.
further into the forest at all.
yeah.
Well, it was going to be it didn't come up because they rolled so well. You might have been able to see that there were two creatures in Carlson's farm. So, like on his barn, which is the reason that there was a couple that
Right.
came in when you shot the shotgun, because now there were 5 there.
Ah.
Now, grand total, there were only 12 of the creatures possible, so you killed 2 of 10. So that's pretty good.
Why
That's
have the
amazing.
Forest Service just not gone and hunted these things? If a 17-year-old with a baseball bat and a flashlight could clear out 2 of them.
To be fair, that was an extreme thing.
17-year-old with a
At that
baseball bat,
point.
a 16-year-old with a shotgun that he doesn't even own.
I mean, just imagine these things killed Carlson in less than 10 seconds. And all the rest of the kids. By the way, super dead. Super dead. They died almost immediately. Almost immediately. I rolled for them. They all rolled horribly.
Damn it! We were just about to make it to state finals in football, and like
Ooh.
now
Well,
the
no, it's
team
summer.
is-
It was a summer,
Oh,
so
shit,
it was
we're-
so it was summer. You know, you just have it. Just a couple of kids went out there and they got missing one day, and a bear attacked Old Man Carlson. And by the time the cops get back there, who knows what that third Forest Service ranger is going to have taken out of that farm?
There's gonna be 3 more conspiracy theorists. And
I will say, it
Bucky.
was incredibly lucky that flare went off when it did, because the flare alerted. Because I had it written down. The new sheriff was driving in a nearby road, coming back from Pearl Lake, as he was delivering a couple of case files there, and he saw the flare go off, which is why he got there. in time.
Nice. Danny
Yeah.
saved
So
us
that's-
all.
So the only reason you guys didn't die horribly was because Danny did in fact give the warning. So even though he didn't get the radio down, Danny is hero. Danny's
Yeah,
hero.
he is.
Horatio has a lot of really shaky, poorly lit pictures, but they're
Horatio's
real.
coming straight back up here.
I thought he
at
got
some
that
point.
clear shot, that one clear shot.
No,
You
that's
did
the
get
after
that one.
credit sequence. That's the after credit sequence. He's developing them inside of his room, and he gets to the one clear shot, and his thumb was over it.
Oh.
Even
That
better.
would be the perfect comedic moment.
No,
Yeah.
even better.
It's like,
I'm in the
no.
way. I'm in the way.
Yeah.
You're doing the pose. You're doing the pose. Chop, chop on the pose.
Right.
That would be the
Guys.
most amazing. That's the most amazing character arc of the movie is the fact that Horatio's gone from yeah, I'm the crazy conspiracy theory guy. And goes like, I'm proven right and I have proof. And at the end of the film, he's just beating his desk and just going, no. It's just like, as it zooms over his shoulder into the one good picture, and it's just Bucky.
With that, we'll end this here for tonight. Thank you for joining us for our Halloween special. As always, thank you to Commissar Roach for DMing our little group here and dealing with our bullshit. You can find him at youtube.com/Commissar Roach. I've also been joined by Surely Only Mikey and Utarianzo, who you can find respectively on their Twitters following those exact names. I'm also joined by the fantabulous Red and Rival, who you can find at Rival Zone Gaming, which is the same location on Twitch and YouTube. It's Rival Zone Gaming. And I have been Douchebag.
To be fair, a beautifully played douchebag.
Yeah.
I was
Honestly,
gonna say,
It's so nice to play the fighter for once rather than the support class or the mage. Like it's so nice to be the group Sustinia, but
just
dickhead
wanted
more.
to smash shit up.
Yeah, I just wanted to smash shit up and ruin.
He just
and
wanted
do-
to chop
I-
chop.
yeah, and also, guys,
just-
I played my traits really well because my character trait, one of my character traits was reckless, so I did things without thinking about it.
Mitch.
I threw my flashlight at someone and I opened the door. But
Midge,
yes,
all you wanted to do was destroy something beautiful.
join us next week where we're back to our normal Sleeping Giants Reborn.
We got a big fight,
Well,
guys.
We've
Watch
got
next
another
week.
big fight. Yeah, we got a big fight where we're meeting up with our arch rival, the Dragon Riders, and we're probably all gonna die. So join us for that.
Woo!